don't get out of the idea. We are not somewhere. Find a young woman, you are getting out of the yes, you are baby, I'm not bad. And I would have blown them out. You're by the come on the day, come on up. Did I get work out when somewhere? Grab by day, my life. When you grab by day,
All right. Good afternoon, folks. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I'm Alfonso Z and Sort of the Liberia Public Radio 10 Lpr-Tv. We want to welcome you this beautiful evening here, Tuesday evening, and I'm sitting in here in order to make sure that the program goes on. The Liberal is on the run because I told him I was going to be coming on today, so he and his colleague, Terrence Tabata, he got to take an exit this evening. But notwithstanding, we are here to have this national conversation. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing your event with us, no matter where you are. We say thank you so much for being here. And of course, I am your host and presenter here this evening, sitting in for the Liberal Progressive. But sitting in for the Liberal Progressive does not in any way suggests my tone will go in the progressive wing of this network. Absolutely, that will not happen, and no one should anticipate that happening. I am an independent guy. My conversation is going to go strictly in the independent context for the good of our people, the nations, and as society. We say welcome to all our viewers, listeners. Please share the show. Fatima, it's good to have you here. Joyce, good to have you. To Lawrence, good to have you. Teresa, and all of those that are listening, thank you. And I thought we would do the best we can, as usual, always to bring you news, information, and entertainment right here on the Diaspora Informative News outlet, Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We say welcome to the show, and we'll be having a conversation here going to very shortly. In the meanwhile, this is the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and let's have a conversation, making the news fair, balanced, and proportional as well. It is a hallmark of this network, and we intend to maintain that civility at all times right here when we come here. So give me a time a little bit, doing a little bit of housekeeping here, and we will soon get the ball rolling right here, and you will get a conversation going as soon as possible. It's right here. It's on the Diaspora Informative News Magazine, Liberia Public Radio, and Lpr-Tv. Welcome to the show. If this is the first time, we say it, we are good and glad to have you right here on this network. And so stay tuned. We're going to get this ball rolling. Just doing a quick housekeeping here. Just bear with me, folks. And trust me, we will soon get a ball rolling out here as well. In the meantime, this is LPRO, and it's time to get this ball rolling. Let's get a ball rolling. It's right here, right now. Welcome to the show. Good evening, good evening. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I am your host and presenter, Alfonso Z. And so right here, it's on the Diaspora Informative News outlet. We say thank you so much for joining us here. I'm setting in. You know, independent people always honest and give classical views of how things work, regardless of our differences. Let me welcome Esther. That's my partner in progress here. We are the independent voice. And of course, Fatima, we welcome you. The Lpr escape, because I told him I was going to be coming here only to send a last minute time message. Technical problem. There's no technical issue. I know when he has a technical issue, simply he does not want me to come on because he and his Jerry Bacon on this network have created a church without a pastor, try to be more biblical and religious and think they go to the church and where they only obtain salvation, and we are not. And so he enjoys having Jerry Bacon for them to sit and talk and sing and praise, no offering, nothing but a thing they would do it their way. That's not going to happen on our watch. And so we who represent the independent voices of this network, making sure whether you agree or disagree with us, whether you agree with the governing party and not even with the governing party, depending to no matter who you are, where you are, we strongly believe that all voices must be heard in the national conversations of the Republic of Liberia. Unlike the liberal progressive Samson Brown told and his ally Jerry Bacon, they wanted their way straight. If you can agree with them, your voice is nothing. They don't see you as a Liberian. They see you as an alien. They see you as some sort of immigrant from some sort of border, as if they don't believe in this sort of African Union solidarity. So they do not even respect the ECOWAS book. That's how Jerry Bacon and the liberal progressive. And they are trying, they're doing everything possible to expand their branches. Very sad. But we'll continue to have these critical conversations because it's all about Liberia. It's all about Liberia. Literally. You see the time coming on? 8:22. 5 minutes to his time. He did it on purpose, thinking that was not going to stop me from coming. In fact, let me just tell you, and I know Jerry Bacon knows about that, and I'm going to be breaking that in. He told me behind the scene that he was going to stop me because he wanted to talk his tabata because he and his patron, they agree. So they never wanted interruption. And sadly, he has a supporters who agree with him doing this sort of thing. How can we do that? I'm not sure where my man Clarence David in this whole thing here, but Venetia's, Fatima, they are all seems to be going in the wing of the liberal. The liberal is poisoning this network, he and his guy Jerry. And we have to do everything possible to, with the help of Dr. George Marley Jones and that of Walton Kettle. You saw what it did to Amos George the other day. We will not let that happen. We believe whether you're sedition, debudations, or you Washings, or you some ANC, whatever percent, he's good at that. This is why he stereotyped everybody, gave their name. You heard him, CDC professor. Jerry Bacon came with his. He calls all the right wing of this network. We are extremists. We who stand up for the right cause. Jerry Bacon is not joining. But guess what? I managed to break the deal this evening to the surprise of the liberal. He will get to know Jerry Bacon which way he's going. I broke the deal. I don't keep secret. And there's no way that he can retrieve it because I have the audio. When he defies me, I will play it. Welcome to the show. I'm Alfonso Zia, sort of the Liberal Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. I heard that the president published his assets and a lot of conversation ongoing. I don't know why it is, but we're going to have a conversation. We will have this, yes. And I want to acknowledge a lot of people here today. He called me to tell me I must call his name. My son, you on your own. What I do know, I'm honest. I'm not dishonest like you. This is conversations with the liberal. But my talking point would not be in the liberal talking point. It would be the talking points of the independent voices of Liberia, both in and out. So for you to put in a message, you said enough for me, you should call my name. Call who name? West side. You can call my name. You listened to this song here before? You do me, I do you? Oh yes. I'm a grandchild of the Israeli. When you hit me a little bit, I gave you some good punches. Welcome to the show. This is Conversations with Samson Talk. But you're not going to hear any praise singing. No clapping, no dancing on this network. And even Jerry Bacon, when he comes on here tonight, he moves with my talking point. I am in charge. I am driving this wheel. No one can rescue him. So you either agree with me or politely exit. Simple as it is. Let him wait for his liberals and they can preach and become, I don't know which church to go to. Alain the liberal is a Bahar guy. Gary Bacon on the other end for Never Die Church. No pastor, no deaconess. They are going to collect their own offerings and do whatever they want to do with it. Let's have the conversation going. So welcome to the show. The conversation is on right here, right now. Good evening, welcome. I'm Afonso Z and Sort of the Liberal Public Radio 10 Lpr-Tv. Your redemption is restored. The liberals is on the run. He can surface, but even when he surfaces, I am the one that controlling the mouse. I am the one that controlling the wheel. Anybody can go off anytime, any minute. If they do not live within the confines of my own conduct here. But I will be fair to them. So let me bring his patron. He like to send a guy ahead. Mr. Jared Bacon is here. One of the liberals on this network. But I'm going to show you the deal that will break. Let me bring in Jared Bacon right here, standing by here. Mr. Jared Bacon is a senior analyst of the Liberal Public Radio, Lpr-Tv, right within my own proximity base in the city of Pawtucket. Good evening, so welcome.
Yes, sir. How you doing, sir? I'm doing wonderful. How you been doing?
Doing very great. Solid.
You're sorry for hangover from the funeral, but anyway, good to see you.
Oh Lord Jesus Christ. He's been provoked. He's been provoked. So look, Jerry, of course, it was hectic, but I have to give recognition here. And I will be fair. I will bring you in. I saw you doing a lot of texting in the background because you knew this would be heavy. So, which is okay. Just bear with me. I want to bring in. I'm gonna bring in my guy here. Let me just try to give some recognition to people here because we have something good going on. You see, and I think Fatima will get to know here. You got to call people. Okay, he came out of a chair, and you're going to see for yourself. Labro Messi Polo in real time. He said he threw in the message, and I will see if Jerry Bacon is honest as well. Technical problem. The computer system, everything is not functioning. But you heard me saying, exposing him. I don't know where the technician came from Geek Squad, from Best Buy. They are fixing stuff. So he's here. You see him. You see him. He said his computer, everything was messed up. He threw the message out. He's unable to come on, but he's here. Jerry Bacon, did you see the message the Liberal sent out?
I don't see it yet. I've not checked my email yet.
No, I'm not seeing the email. He put it in the group chat. You didn't see it?
I didn't go into the group chat yet. You stunk? You freeze?
Okay.
You asked me a question. If I have gone to the chat room, I said no. I'm not going to.
You haven't seen it. I'm a free thinker. I can't force you to say you see it, but I know I saw a message. You asked a message, "Are we on today?" And you said yes. And I told you saw the message, and you coming out here in this public. But a Liberal is on his own because we seal a deal on, and I will expose. I will put it out. The Liberal Progressive. Good evening. Thank you for setting in for me on Sunday because I was engaged. We should know that. And
look right here.
What is that? What do you mean by dinosaur?
Where you see back there?
I know that turkey. We're not in Thanksgiving. What are you doing with turkey sambo behind you?
Oh, I thought okay. I'm talking sambo. I'm taking that.
But why you putting it down for that? I'm talking why you putting it.
No. So you see it clear. So you see it clear.
Oh man, the Liberal. Good evening. Welcome. I'm not hearing your face here. Don't, not because you're not on. Don't come sporting here this evening, please. Let's hear you.
I said thank you for sitting in for me.
Thank who?
Excuse me?
Thank who?
Thank Mr. So for sitting in tonight for me.
What is the title behind it? You gotta be nice here this evening. You have no choice to do that. Other than that, you have yourself to blame. Who?
Let me say, Mr. Toe, what else do you want from him to say?
What?
Say, Mr. Toe.
I'm not told.
He said, Mr. So. I'm sorry. He said, Mr.
So is who to help you?
He said, Mr. So.
Thank you, CEO, for sitting in for me tonight.
What's the meaning of CEO? Let me tell you, man, no Tabata here tonight. No Tabata here tonight. Okay, gentlemen, good evening. Welcome. But the good thing here is, Jerry Bacon, thank you so much. I really appreciate. We talked during the weekend. We had not a really great time because one of our friends who we were late to rest, and you told me we had a good conversation, and you told me that you have become very uncomfortable in the manner in which the Liberal is conducting himself, and you asked me to do a picture to show, to illustrate to the Liberals of your gradual transition to disassociate yourself with me. Fatumata sent me a text also. I have that, so which is a good thing. So Jerry Bacon say, I want you to take this picture here. Let the Liberal know that we were together. Don't put yourself, there's another picture that we told me too, but I just want you to show this picture here to the audience that I am sick and tired with the Liberal. This is Jerry Bacon, who is gradually transitioning. You see him there, you see him right there. I'm sick and tired with the Liberal. I will soon be taking the Liberal will soon be on his own. But there's another one that we talk hands in solidarity. This guy, man, he's a tough guy with the Washington. There were 4 that you represented, and I really appreciate that. That's why the organizations. Oh, they're calling all their guys in to come. I see. They're calling all their patrons in to come. They're calling in. Okay, let me bring in the analyst, Mr. Terry Collins from Minneapolis, some of the allies of the Liberal Progressive. But he's more or less moderate, so which is okay. Okay, gentlemen, time is fast spent. Welcome to the show, to setting in for the Liberal Progressive, and we anticipate to have some conversation here this evening, fair, balanced, and proportional. To our viewers, your redemption, your civil liberties are restored. No chat. This is strong phone. It's not a Chinese phone. Nobody phone calls going to go off. Nobody going to be sanctioned here. So you're in good hands this evening. You can call and say it. But guys, before quickly here, let me just do something here because there are people. This is not from me, and I know I posted it overnight. We have to acknowledge people. All of these things. What we do, we get a feedback from Facebook in terms of people interactions, and it's important too that we acknowledge these people who take time. And it's quite interesting that this pop out. Say appreciate for being a top engager and making it to my weekly engagement list. Facebook gives sort of feedback. So people that we have here, they are real-time people, not people from Japan, Bangladesh, or whatever people. And interestingly, the labor friend here, Fatima has been tapping the list. We have Fatima, we have Kevin Harris, we have Moses, Vabanant, Beatrice, Nanti, Bill Willie, my guy, George Rabo, Victoria Hint, Marie Toga, Slanga, Manevat, Bless, Yuri, and Isaac Rule. You know Isaac Rule in Minnesota as well. And I posted that here. And there are many here tapping, appreciate their conversation. I just thought I would call their name for their regular showing out here on this network. And I just want to showing out to make their voices heard, the comments. And I think I'm getting the feedback. They feel more comfortable when I'm on as compared to the laborer because sometimes he has might support the laborer, but they are embarrassed with some of his behavior, things that he do. And they also frown on Terry because Terry is not, sometimes he want to talk and he tries to hold back because the laborer is pushing. Guys, get the program going. The Washington seems to be a happy guy to rant. I'm not had a chance, but I'm going to give you a conversation based on what I know. I think I've been in the vanguard that the president talked something with that. I don't know what was that. Is it in details or just some sort of grocery list and there's some missing thing in it? Chair Barker, I'll be the first come, first serve. I'm going to treat you guys fair, even though we don't agree on many things. We're still fighting to get Terry on our side, and I'm going to see the authenticity in here. Mr. Barker, let's hear you. We're going to open the mic here. I don't want to frustrate you. He say all that he say for some Mr. Liberal, you want to do it your way. So let's hear you. There are a lot of things going on in the news cycle here. Where is it happening with respect to what is happening currently in Liberia?
Well, thank you. Every man, woman under the sun or on the earth, they have their price if you want to buy them. And you think you can buy Terry? I don't think so. Or you want to doctrinate him? No. He's a man.
So let me tell you now. Tonight program. Hold on. Tonight program. In as much as conversation with Samson too, unfortunately, Samson too is not in charge. Tonight, speak for yourself. Cry your own cry. Terry is capable enough to cry his own cry. Terry didn't tell you that I'm by him. So disregard that. Forget about that. Speak on your own redemption.
But I have not done anything for me to offer redemption in the first place. So that's the whole thing.
Okay.
So if I sin, I will ask for redemption. But I don't think I want to try to rebut your statement that Terry is leading towards you, and so I said Terry is a man or principal, and so I just wanted to make our listeners be aware of it. That's what I wanted to say first. But anyway, good to be back. We had a good time over the weekend. Well, first of all, you were not here yesterday. I know you are suffering from hangover, so let's start that one first. The second thing is I appreciate all your coverage you did for us. He was our comrade. He worked hard. I know him, Mr. Brown, for a very long time, more than 10 years or 15 years within our community. In fact, he don't call me Jerry. He usually call me director. So that's the courtesy that he must have had before he passed. So I just wanted to say congratulations. You did extremely well. And you were there from the funeral, the repast, everything you were there. So I give you your flower. Thank you so much.
I knew you were going to highlight it.
So, however, we don't make churches. I'm a Catholic. I have a church. We don't have a church and say we don't have a pastor. How do we start a church when you don't have a pastor? How possible can that be? Eh? I mean, sometimes I don't know. Do you just talk, or do you read this thing? And you just read this statement, or you just talk? Anyway, that's how you feel. But here's the important thing I want to say tonight.
Okay, let's usher in Mr. Nangwe here. Mr. Nangwe, I kind of try to figure out which way, because I'm getting a little bit nervous. I'm coming to you, Mr. Brackon. I've been hearing, the liberal told me that, the liberal, people can't keep secret, right? That's the thing you don't know about. When I tell you, and he told you to come and tell me. He called all Mr. Nangwe and said, "Have a old crime message, then no come with something come to town." Where he come from, he start talking to him. Mr. Nangwe, good to have you here. Good evening.
It's great to be here, man. I heard the Liberal was on the run. Yeah. So I heard
you to attack the Liberal. You in trouble.
So that should just tell you where I stand. So I heard he was on the run tonight. He was putting some lame excuse not to come in because apparently
your CA, my people, the one
he took a lashing.
Mr. Nangwe, please, can you say it slowly, let the audience, because it seems when I say it, they say people have called me to say I'm mean to this guy for whatever reason. I just try to be very honest and strictly to the point. What was the message he put in that group chat today?
No, if anything, I think he has been trying to muscle you with his, chairman of the board thing, trying to bully you around. And I like Mr. Toe, but sometimes I just think we need to set him straight. He has to know the pecking order. The CEO is the CEO. And so I heard tonight, because he had, I couldn't tune in last night. I couldn't join you, but I watched the show, and I know he had a very difficult time. And so I heard he was trying to take a break. Sort of gone missing. And so then I saw you stepped in to save the day. And I said, let me go and sit with my brother and friends. Since the Liberal is in hiding, we probably should go and give our people, what they usually get and not disappoint them tonight. So I'm glad to be with you guys. What's up, Liberal? Mr. Malcolm, Mr. Collins, how you guys doing? But before I land, though, let me congratulate you on a serious note, Mr. Toe. I saw the promo last night. I think whenever any of us is recognized, I think we should give them their flowers. So I think this is in recognition.
You know what I did, Mr. Nangwe?
No.
It was me they asked for, but he used a white cap people, and he persuaded them, and they took my name out. That's how he got there. When I forget to come confess, and I told him I am the guy that people call for. He said, "Well, you bring that man. He was not talking the way you want to talk it." So
I believe that.
Right there, UG Fagon and D Flo said, "Yeah, we can bring Soul here."
But I know he will ably represent the network. So
so I'm happy that he's there.
All that I can say is that once a member of EULA, the Kesali group, and all that, when it comes to the liberal politics, they pretend to be, but they are really not. So I'm not that surprised in a way for you to somehow talk softly, like a nothing liberal. You can't count on them. So I know I'm not that surprised. Jerry is here with me. If you want to take a sabbatical like the rest of the highlight, you're welcome to that. You can go on there, but I know for a fact that you will not make it with a PhD, PhD, because he doesn't hold back. And you, as a soft-talking intellectual, I don't think you will fit with them. So I don't need to fight over you. I know you will come back home. So go ahead, let him have you.
You
Okay.
know, he's trying hard to butter me up, but you know, I know where I stand. But listen, I'm glad to be here tonight. Hopefully, we can shed some light on some of the developments that are facing our country. I think these are very serious times back home. You know, so much chaos and confusion. You
Yes.
know, it's difficult to determine what's going on back now.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, okay, Mr. Bacon, let me promise. Let's come back to you. What are the pressing issues from your end?
Two issues concern me. Today, if we are pulling in the chat room, Eugene Falcon, the managing director of BS, denied CDC of the Meriton parades was to be held. What? On the 28th of this month, and they said they should change some of their wording for them to be aired on Lpr Broadcasting System, FBS or FBSC, whatever it is. So these are issues something we'll go into depth. The second thing that concerns me is human trafficking in Liberia. There's begun issues. I mean, I've been an issue before, and I have written an article on it in Daily Observer, Full Print, and all these I got the Front Page Africa, and it seems to be the game escalating. You know, on the because on Benjamin on their website, and I saw the poster on the website about trafficking Benjamin or in Lofa County or something like that, and it's very concerning me, especially our young people, especially when the young girls who have been victims of such a thing. So that's something that it's worrisome, and I think it's about time we start speaking on these issues. I think these are issues that concern me this evening.
Okay, quickly, let's go to Mr. Collins in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tara Collins, a strong voice of President Joseph Newman Boycott. This network is infested with a lot of supporters. They claim not to be unity partisan, but for whatever reasons, they left their party, or we either don't know who they are, which party they belong to. They're seeking political shelter. You want accommodations, but they come here with political correctness. Mr. Collins.
Thank you, Mr. So, I think we are the vaccine to the coronavirus of the CDC. So, we will try by all means.
I like that.
To get rid of them. When the vaccine came, the coronavirus got afraid. But however, this is what it is, right? I was contemplating on this War and Economics Crime Court with the Civil 7. I saw some of the commissioner from the TRC kind of seem to be like taking over the social media and lashing on the government for not involving them into the process. And I felt very, very, very bad because I didn't feel bad for the government not involving them, but the way in which they are making the case, I think it was not. I expected more of them. In a way, they should have approached the matter. And I think I listened to the lady today on the SKTV, and one of the guys there asked her a question that I thought was very profound. And he said to her that, is this document legal yet? Because the Senate it was a resolution. It is not legal yet. According to Darius Dillon, they have to go through a lot of process for it to be legalized. And her complaint was President Booker is proceeding wrongly, by establishing an office, bringing this guy that she don't want to work with. Then they complaining about what her name or Allen White and all the kind of thing. So I think this is the reason why Liberia is not getting help from the international community, because they don't see us to be ready. And what baffled me was that I didn't even know that we have civil servants in Liberia anymore. There's a girl that the white guy almost killed, and he ran away to America. I didn't hear these people talking. I didn't hear them advocating. There were a lot of things. I think somebody playing music.
Yes, something. Hold on. I don't know. Something.
Somebody is playing music in the back.
Hold on. Yes, sorry. Yes, hold on 1 second. Somebody.
So they're trying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry. Something there. Some sort of stuff happened. Sorry, colleagues. Go ahead. I got it under control.
Yes, so I think that there are so many things that they should have tackled, but they're making it look like to say it's because of this money that coming and everybody just want to get the pie. Because the establishment of the office of the the World Economic Crime Court under the presidential executive order does not mean that the court is established yet. I think the process have to go through a lot of proceeding before the House of Representatives and Senate sign that document into law. Then the president too have to sign it before now we start calling for international aid, international help, United Nations to come and help. I think the process is still far away to go. So when I saw them really shouting and talking a lot of things, I felt very bad because these people, there are a lot of things happening in the country over the past few years. The killing of all the auditors, where were they? I'm only hearing them speaking now, except they can tell me that they've been speaking. But I'm only hearing them speaking now when it comes to the World Economic Crime Court, while the process have not yet been settled. But however, that is one of my things that I have on the docket. And also, and that really took me. And also, lastly, about this, I think these bosses they're talking about is some issue too that I think we need to discuss. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Collins. You're going to be very concise this evening. I am in charge. It's not the liberals, so those with the liberals' ideas, you might not have the ability to explain the way you want it to go this evening. We've got to make a fair balance for our audience, not to satisfy your curiosity. So let me go to the liberal progressive.
Yeah, Mr. So, thank you for.
I'm not hearing you. Where are your phone?
My voice is. It's not even. No, my mic. My mic is way down on the south side.
You're confused.
Yeah, well, thank you.
You never.
Yeah.
Thank you for, like I said, thank you for sitting in for me tonight. This is the Liberal Show, and I will hope that you will try to cover up your conservative ideas and your conservative persona here tonight, and at least for once, since you're sitting in for the Liberal, try to pretend. But I know you're not a pretender, so it's going to be difficult for me here tonight. But anyhow, we're here. We're going to go ahead and go with it. Look, Mr. So, what I thought is happening, what should have happened, or what is happening in Liberia right now. In fact, I did send you that jingle from the Liberia broadcasting stuff. So I send it to your messenger. So if you're able to include it and put it on, fine. If not, let me know. I can put it on here because I want you to play it for me here tonight as well. But anyhow.
Don't tell me what to do. You send it.
Okay. If you don't have it, I can put it up for you.
What?
If you don't have it, I can put it up for you.
Don't. Your thing spoiled.
I want you to publicize.
Don't worry about that. You send it. I'm not like you. I told you I do not have a Chinese phone. Let's make progress right now.
Okay. I'm just telling you. But anyhow, let me just say this on a very serious note, Mr. So. What is happening in Liberia specifically with this buses issue? You know, that one thing I like about sedition, they have never failed. Whenever CDC, when you say, yeah, CDC gets something going for once, oh yeah, this one here is in favor. Someone from CDC with less than a day will put their foot in your mouth. And this is what they continue to do. They brought buses in.
We haven't even had the chance to even dive ourselves into the buses discussion or what have you. They all over there started condemning. You would think they will be quiet for once and see where this government going to go with the buses business. There are so many issues with it. If CDC were just to be quiet, the Unity Party and the people who brought the bus, they will cripple themselves easily, just from the technical side of it. Those buses, they're about almost 40 some of them, not maybe some of feet long. They are not the kinds of buses that have a braking in between. The turning radius on those buses. The turning radius on those buses. They're more than 100, 150 feet radius. They have no street in Monrovia that have that kind of turning radius. No street. So if they were to be quiet, these buses, and if they said they're going to run them in Monrovia, the government are going to find it difficult to run those buses in places where they're supposed to run. Because here's what's happening. The public works minister, the transport minister, and even the police, they are not even together. These people that are supposed to be leading the conversation to say which way they're going to go, which route they're going to go on, and why.
We're going to go to the details.
Executive Marshal should not be in the process of saying which route these buses are supposed to take and what street they're supposed to be on. But if CDC continue to do this and start making noise, the Unity Party will have sympathy. People will have sympathy for the Unity Party, and they will not even tell you how these things are supposed to go, and we'll just be out here with buses running places where they're not supposed to be.
Okay. I think that the issue of the buses is very cardinal into this conversation. I have my own take on it, but as usual, as an independent guy, I allow you people to speak your mind. I'm not going to sanction people. Let's go to the Garden City and get some hot pepper here. After the liberal wing of this network, the most liberal wing of this network would be a little Tabata. They all had their own meeting and they came up with what they're going to say and other than the things we don't know. So, Mr. Mambwe.
Yes, sir.
You saw here and they're back on the last few days, right? The church, they have planted like a religious institution here where we should be having national conversation, quoting Bible voices as if some of us didn't go to Sunday school and all kinds of things here. And that's what you see. But let me just tell you how people also feel, dissatisfied.
There's a feedback there.
Yeah, I think they're coming from the liberal side there. They're coming from the liberal. You see, this is one of our followers in your party will not agree. This is what he's saying. Mr. Toll, you deny me calling in the other day. This is how
that breakable you calling serial contributor breakable. I beg you, man, Mr. So.
You see, can you mute? I think we're having a background from your place here. Your system is kind of corrupt. Well, let me go to Mr. Nambwit. Mr. Nambwit, you listen to your colleagues. Let's hear from you. What do you have?
I'm really confused here, Mr. So you're sitting for someone because they're not available for some reason. How is it? Yeah, you can be on set and yet someone is sitting in for you. I'm really. Is he here to look over your shoulder or what's going on here? Even when you're sitting in for him, he's acting like he's still running the show. Lebron, you just don't know. He just don't know how to take a break. But listen, I get
Pre-Lou and then quick he put his stuff down together, they fix it over there, which is okay.
I know. And I know I'll regret this tomorrow, but I have to agree with the liberal. I think the bus issue, I think the opposition probably need to let it play itself out.
Yes.
Because from the onset, it just looks like a slow motion, a catastrophe happening in slow motion. He talked about the suitability of the buses for our roads. Where are they going to drive those buses? He talked about the turn radius, but I'm even more concerned with the the height, and I know there's a technical name for that. The height of that, what, and our roads right now, the way they are, they're all bumpy and all that. Where are they gonna drive those buses? So that's that. And then the information that is emerging from the source, it looks like these buses were abandoned, and in a junkyard or so. How is it that we found them attractive to bring them for our people? I listened to some gentleman talking about these buses have been sitting out for some 5 or maybe 10 years or so. They put them out of commission. They were put out of commission. And yet someone is trying to sell them to our government. If anything, I think I was a little heartened by the fact that the president didn't. I don't think he's in agreement with this arrangement by his absence. I believe, yes, you don't expect him to be everywhere, especially for 2 buses. But if there are some 298 more to come, I think then that is a giant, the giant project, which I think if he was in agreement, I think he would have been present during this inaugural by the advisor to the president. So the whole thing just really, really looks like a real catastrophe in the making. And I think the CDC will make hay out of what Mr. Barkham mentioned earlier. The apparent attempt to deny them access to the government-owned radio station, which belongs to all of us. I think they can make hay out of that issue. History has taught us that whenever the opposition is being suppressed in this manner, they garner public sympathy, and I think they will do well to run with that issue and just let the bus issue play itself out.
Okay, folks, welcome to the show.
The Department of New Media and Rebranding of the Liberia Broadcasting System presents Nightline Liberia. From the valleys of Liberia to the top of Wologisi Mountain, Nimba, Grand Cape Mount, River G, to the coast of Sino, Bassa, Bong, Riverses, Maryland, Margibi, Grand Cru, Bapu, Grand Jide, and Monserrado. We present to you Nightline Liberia, a primetime talk show loaded with factual news, fresh information, not fiction. Nightline Liberia. We set the tune. We control the airwaves. We are the nation's pride, the biggest platform. Our panelists are some of Liberia's brightest and best political analysts from diverse backgrounds, like Vandela Patrick, Dr. Lester Zomatic Tinney, Al Hussein Fadiga, Samson Brown Toole, Daniel Sando, and Eugene Lamin Fangon. Nightline Liberia begins at 8 p.m. with 60 minutes around the country, bringing you updates from LBS correspondents. Nightline Liberia's final segment kicks off with its panelists and pundits from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. as they propound on trending national issues. Nightline Liberia asks not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
When we work together, there's nothing we cannot overcome as a people. This is why I ask all you representatives of our people to join me to do the business of the Liberian people by not doing business as usual. I challenge you to join me to think Liberia, love Liberia, and be Liberia.
It's Nightline Liberia every Monday to Friday beginning at 8 p.m. on ELBC Radio, 99.9 FM, and other frequencies around the country.
Okay, folks, that's what it is. You see, he laughing. It's in your favor, and that's why he was reminding me. I sent something to you. If you not play A, I will play A. If you can't go inside, I'm gonna find time to have a conversation on that. I'm not sure as a free thinker, as a moderate, and I independent voice, I still try to weigh in the balance whether it's going to position itself as a national public radio. I'm not sure why a sitting managing director of state-owned radio station, I never saw who was what a few LBS or try to call them being in that. Where were the independence? His presence, which seems as intimidation for people. Will it be like a national public radio where the voice, extreme voices, Fatiga, the laborer who is already in the choir, Mandela Patrick, and all of those people, what they bring, who are really coming from the opposition side to argue, or from the civil society to represent. I mean, that's my own thing. We want to come to that. We want to discuss that later. But let's talk on these bosses here, not to shut anybody's point of argument down, but that seems to be the present issue.
Mr. So, if you don't mind, let me just take this opportunity quickly, please, if you don't mind. Once again, the fact that I was asked, as I was saying yesterday, I just want to repeat it here. Any one of us that is being asked to do something like this, we owe our, whatever it is, we owe it to the Liberian Public Radio for giving us the opportunity to do what we do here every night. And one of the things I was also saying to the group last night is that because of the like of Esther, Sister Esther, Fatuma, and the rest of the people, even Breakable and everyone else, Walter Cotter and Aaron Braplett, all of those people that call on from time to time, they have, whatever we do here, we have learned a lot, to be honest with you. We learn to be patient with each other. Well, I mean, I sit here and say that people putting their foot in their mouth, and they're very kind in their response, even though the response are very rough sometimes, but they're very kind. And this is what we do, and these are kinds of stuff that this type of behavior, they follow us. So, for example, if I was being successful with this program that you just played, I would definitely, whatever that I learned on this platform will be able to carry me through, because the people that I'm with, that I'm going to be on the platform, or even Liberians engaging us, there might be some rough time. But then when it comes to rough time, you fall back onto the training that you have had over the years, ever since we started watching radio almost 14, 15 years ago. These type of things will come back, and the reflection of that will help us to be successful. And I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you, the colleagues on here. We come, we laugh and think, but we talk serious matter. Serious matter. We believe what we come and argue about. We might not disagree. I mean, we might not agree on things. The disagreement on this platform make us stronger than many other people think. So I want to take this opportunity to say thank you very much for everything that you guys have done. I think the support that we get from our audience fuel us to continue to do these things here. So I want to thank all of you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so
did I just hear a foot in mouth? I mean, didn't he just say that Breakable you worrying about? Then he's thanking Breakable at the same time. How does that work?
Exactly. Let's just set this on the part. So let me ask you here. And I will be monitoring that program. So I'm wondering, what are you going to carry the same channel phone? I'm wondering, what are you going to be telling the audience? Somebody putting their foot in their mouth. Is that what you're going to? Is that the same thing you're going to do there, or you do it here?
I'm about to disclose to you my strategy. One of the things that I want to disclose to you is I will not take a dime, and even if it's offer money, I will not do it for money. I don't want money. Whenever I said last night, if they come out, they say they're going to give us money or whatever it is, I don't want money. I'm going to do it.
I hope you are not acting the Senator Dillon, but anyway, we know little.
No, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
I work for the state of California as an engineer, so I'm not going for.
Come here, explain now.
Will you only take 5,000 and the rest you will leave it? Will you not take the $40,000 car?
I don't know. We're doing ourselves. I want money on this network. The National Public Radio here raises money to come here. So if they think it, If you don't want it, we will take it. We have people to something. So that I don't want money if you don't want it. But this network,
I think just leave that one open. When the
so
time comes, you can make your own decision.
The reason I'm saying that even when I engage the folks who are going to do some project, designing project, role and thing, it's always been what I do. I don't want money from anybody. I do it for you. I do it for the country. The role over there in front of the former vice president house, they're free. Whoever get paid, that's not my problem. I told that person I don't want a dime from you, and nobody gave me anything. So nobody gonna claim, oh, you did this, we give you that. Nobody.
Thank you, Lpr. Thank you very much.
This is look. This Mr. Toll, I will follow you on that platform. What in Walaya?
I think that's Wahala.
What? Yeah. Wahala. I don't know what kind of medication or friend message medicament. Okay, guys, thank you. Yeah, but we are happy for folks from our network to be called. I hope, and I trust the Lpr on that one. You guys will try to sanction him, but we'll monitor them. We want, if LBS, if they want it to be treated as a national state radio, all voices to be heard. And if they want to be selected, who to talk, who not to talk, what people to say, what not people, what not to say. We are not saying they should go there with some sort of a disorganized but arguable point, convincing point. Unfortunately, this is what our politicians are not used to. Guys, let's get to the conversation, the issue of these bosses here. If I've never to agree with Lpr, like I said, I'm a guy who listens to all sides and not really worry about what people think I'm going to say and whether they will agree with me. The opposition, the opposition party is not just only like African countries. It's not everything you can say no. Sometimes you have to pause and wait for the outcome. That's not the first time government brings trouble time it happened. Dota, NTA, Helen Johnson said it, all the kind of two. Now talking. There are many things the opposition can find to make a case. I am making a guess. This is sort of kind of case study here with the government. Whether the president knows, he doesn't know, that's a different thing. But let them see what will happen, and eventually people will be held accountable, or the institution or the government itself, as to how these buses going to be conducted, the upkeep, the maintenance. What the government is doing is some sort of royalty, because they do not have the money, there's no funds, so they find people, which of course it happens everywhere. But if you just come out as an opposition and begin to just say no, it doesn't matter if you don't do it yesterday, somebody can do it today. This is where this lack of being too rational in the politics of Liberia is so hard. The person in Douala there, the person coming from Ghana Bay, he or she is worrying how he would get from Ghana Bay there to reach a red light, and maybe from red light to Central Monrovia. So he or she doesn't care for you. They want to know from you from one point to another. They are not thinking about as to how these things will be maintained. So if I were in the opposition side and providing counsel or some sort of advice with the opposition, we play a role, we keep quiet. And there are other things that we can help the government on. But when you begin to say no, hard to everything, sooner or later, the very masses that you think you for will go against you, because these things here, they more or less people the masses to alleviate their transportation aspect. They're not too worried as to how long it will be kept in the system, what we're going to be the outcome. They're not concerned about that. Parents, students are worried how they're going to leave from Ghana Bay, getting to Douala, getting to Lokintan, getting to Central Monrovia to attend to different activities. So if you are not careful and you begin to say no, then you are giving the ruling party a ledge to give you something. And that's one thing. So on that part, the quick to jump ahead. Sometimes you can withhold your no and wait and see whether that no is a genuine no to argue. The Lpr will not say this. The Lpr is something. Cherry Bacon will never say this, what I'm saying here. everything Jerry Bacon will agree with it, even if it is bad. Terry, yes, I can get Terry. Terry will be very objective and stuff like that. But guys, let's have this conversation here. And I think literally, I think everybody kind of moving in the direction, the way they're taking it, the way they're talking it, they're framing it. It's insane. You can't operate like that. That is a losing strategy. If you think that's what you're going to do because you're not giving it any air to breathe, you are not making it any case, and you are jumping ahead of the shot. That's how I see it, and I think we're going to wait. I'm not going to be judgmental. I want to wait to see the outcome, the beneficiary aspect of it, how we're going to be benefited. Are they going to train more Liberians to operate? Where will this training be? Will they come here? When they take them, what happens when these people go? Those are technical things I think we need to look at. The opposition, they will not look at that. People are in desperation. 2019, 2029 is way ahead of time. That's not the time to fight the battle. You can start gradually making a logical case. But if you blow it up now, you're going to be screwed up. Okay, who brought these buses out? Terry, why do you think this is so much important?
Yeah, so, for me, I don't want to disagree with the whole bus thing completely because I think it's calculated, and looking at it, seeing the presidential political advisor standing by the buses and things, it might apparently be they are that he have assessed the process already and know exactly that it is fit for our rules. My problem is, and my concern is that the information dissemination is poor from the government end. They are not giving us details as regarding these buses. They're not telling us the real story. And I think that is not good for us. So it leave the people to speculate. It gave a lot of room to opposition to twist it around and present their own narrative and all of the above. Because even with the yellow machine too, they're not giving information they want for everything. And people have already taken videos of these things in the port. They have taken videos and brought it down. So obviously, you still have to explain. Like somebody said today, somebody said that the pregnant woman that's a powerful now decided that the belly do not grow behind, it can grow in front. So no matter how you hide it, it will come up. So I think that it was poor, number one. Number two, I think the president political advisor standing over there with two buses, I think that should not have been her place because the buses are on test. So I think it should have been under the leadership of the NTA,
Right.
That's supposed to be doing that. Instead, she was doing it. Like to say the deal have already concluded and the president have agreed already, and it is certified that it's going to be in operational. I think she's going to be the last person to speak. That means when everything have concluded now, before she can come and put her face, because when she speak now, it's like the president have already gone through the process and have confirmed that these buses are on the way.
Yeah, quickly here before I bring you in, Terry, 100% agree with you. Having the political advisor to the president, you make it more political. You try to be spontaneous to the reactions of the people instead of you being the last person, because it's like you are the decider. You go there and you become the referee, become the match commissioner. When somebody play a foul, who goes there to investigate? That is a good observation, and that's the kind of conversation that we keep. Let's hear from the Boasian himself, Mr. Jerry Bacon. Jerry, do you agree with Terry?
No.
There we go. I don't know. I give up.
No. There are certain decisions the government have to make. It's not have to be published until it is sealed. So, the government have the good details. No, that's not how government function. Government function on a different level. There are certain things you have to make it public and say, okay, yeah, this is what we have. They just brought the bosses and put it down and say, even though the what her name said, Cooper, she was there as the advisor to the president, and showcase, but they are not going to detail. Why you put the house before the house? That's what it is. To see, when you are too anxious, you miss the boat. The bosses, nobody can come right now. They're all conspiracy theory involved. Yeah, why? Yeah, why? They gave the analysis already. These bosses, they are junk bosses. They have been parking the place there for a long time. Who are going there to do the inspection? And who are the qualified individuals that are going there to do the inspection? Say these bosses are junk bosses. They're from junkyard. Anybody driving these buses now to find out how durable these buses are? So these are all conspiracies. So I'm not even going to justify. I'm not even going to how do you call it? Give it credence. You know, I'm not going to give it credence. The buses are there. When the government read it, they will introduce it to the Liberian people and say, "We have new buses. These are other buses that are coming." Who are the people that ever come and say for the Minister of Information or for the Minister of Transport? Who's supposed to do it? It's the Minister of Transport. Eh? Have you seen the minister? Hold on. Please give me a chance. Or let's do it on a time factor.
Yes, and I'm controlling the time. I don't need to announce the time when I come in.
You see,
Just remember,
the red wing. You see, one thing about the red wing on the show here, when you try to get in the fat, when you choke them, then they try to ostracize you. Which of course I'm not going to stand for it. But anyway, that's what it is. So,
okay,
folks, let me learn. So give me a few minutes. Give me maybe 30 seconds. But this is a conspiracy theory where the president tried to bring something to the country. So look, it will come when appropriate time comes. The president will introduce it, or the minister of transportation, or the minister of public. Let me conclude with this. Go back. Somehow we are here. Maybe Terry is a younger person or more here on the show. Go back. The charter buses that used to be in Monrovia in the 80s. They were driven in Monrovia. I mean, the road condition maybe it's not as good as it was in the 80s, but charter buses were running in Monrovia. And these buses are coming to Liberia. We train people. People will have jobs. If it's come, the mechanic, the services, and also there are a lot of lucrative opportunity will come with these buses if they come, if they arrive, as I said. So there's a little opportunity there for job creation. It will be trained, the mechanic. But this is the thing that hold my heart tonight. The human trafficking in Liberia is a serious matter in Liberia.
Yeah, we will come to that. We want to do it in order.
I just want to lay on that. Thank you.
No, don't worry. We'll come to that. So I gotta bring in Mr. Nambwe in this one here. This is how ridiculous and this guy, people who support people, everything sounds to be right. He's one of those who brought George Weah on us, left George Weah down the road, straight to Washington, and leading Washington into another pit here. Mr. Nambwe, help me out here. Terry is on point 100%. Jared Backham Washington is creating something in his own world that is not existing, that should have been the responsibility of the Monrovia Transit Authority, which is a autonomous agency of government. I don't need to tell them what they should have done. And Terry is quite correct. When government is not careful how to do things, this is how people, and I know it's the political power they have. But that was not something for a political advisor, for God's sake, to have gone there. That thing could have been the Monrovia Transit Authority, not the MD, but authority with the Monrovia Transit Authority. Somebody with the Ministry of Transport Authority. These are all agents coordinated to get something. Executive Marshal, stay out of it. Do it so that when it's spoiled, then you become the fixer. So they should have had like a press conference and tell the Liberian people. We know you have apprehensions or things going on. We know how divided this country is and Lagos said. We have these two buses. This is how far we have gone. We are reviewed. We have certified. They are being tested. And if it goes well, this is how Liberia is going to benefit in terms of training, maintenance, and all of that. Jerry Bacon come here to do the work of Michael Cohen here on this network to be the fixer. This is the problem. Help us here for the rest of the party. And I know the Labour are going to walk away from him this evening. I think that picture said here myself too. I will not show that picture.
Are you anticipating what the man going to say? Kevin, like he said, one thing he wants to say, he's an independent man. You know, he's a man. So why would you anticipate what he's going to say?
He's scared now, Mr. Gambwe. He's scared now.
He's going to PM the
You
man.
know what, Mr. So, Mr.
Nabueda, baby. Nabueda, baby.
Thank you.
You know what? Jerry tried, but you're not making it on that one here.
No way.
You're not making it. I think Terry is on point. You know, for matters, these are sectorial. There's a reason why the government has sectors, you know, agencies of government, division of labor. Yes, I understand the president is this commander-in-chief, he's the head of everything, but he doesn't have to be a part of everything or initiate everything. I think the absence of either anyone from the MTA or even the Ministry of Transport, how can they explain that? You know? And yes, the president should come in to close the deal. You understand me? But give the president what we call plausible deniability, just like you said. Give him the option or the opportunity tomorrow if things begin to go sideways. So say, you know what? I take the responsibility, but you know, my Minister of Transport should have handled this properly, or my Director of Moravia Transit Authority, you know, at least put a little distance between the president and these kind of things. So yes, it is worrying that, you know, everybody seems to be doing their own thing. I mean, we saw the presentation again of the pieces, the 285 pieces of yellow machines. Same thing, you know. Minister of Civil War portfolio doing this presentation without the involvement of the Minister of Public Works or anyone, you know. So it makes you really wonder, you know, what is happening. Everybody seems to be out for themselves. But yes, I absolutely agree with Terry. I think they should have gone in the MTA yard, you know, and you know, unveil the two buses and you know, let MTA take responsibility. Everybody knows eventually the credit will come to the president because this is the Boaka government. So whatever good thing that happens under this government, the credit goes to him. We get that. They don't have to do it on the steps of the executive mansion. So I think it was a little misstep to have the president political advisor presenting buses, really, you know. So I think Jerry missed the mark on this one here. Yes, I agree with the speculation that if it were to come to fruition, you know, yeah, there could be jobs in the making, but how long? First of all, you got to first prepare the roads for those buses to travel on. How long is that going to take? I mean, we have the engineer on set. Maybe he will estimate liberally to tell us how long it's going to take to get the roads
okay.
right.
Let's put him in the spotlight. Today is a show he's going to unveil himself, his real authenticity here because his guy back on already kicked the can down the road. The liberal, you and I, all of us, we frowned on George Weah, the presence of George Weah, whether that the park or whatever road dedication, whether it was any kind of thing here, the president has to resolve other important branches of government that were silenced, their president was not felt, and everything was he and he and he. We did not have the opportunity to see who would be the next vision. This is the same way this guy that you are supporting, that's exactly what they are doing. Whoever Mandela Cooper should be talking to the political director at the U.S. Embassy. That's where she's supposed to be going, not to go do boss stuff and things. But your guy is here. Jerry Bacon didn't see it that way. He's in a different lane. And I want you to, I'm quite sure you're going to disassociate yourself because you move in the directions of Jerry. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Mr. So you're quite sure, but you're quite wrong. You're sure, but it's wrong. So let me just put that. Let me give you that right away. So you can be quite sure wrong, very wrong. Look, Mr. So, Uh, you know, when I was growing up in the barracks, they have a game, they call it bray. You put a little wire together like this, you make a circle of a wire, and you put your two fingers in and put your hand and put that on the sand, and you go towards you. The sand dune is about maybe 3 inches high and maybe about 2 feet long. But on the way to come, you leave it somewhere. And everybody, all 12 or how many people, they miss it. And you pick that, you eat back. And some of us, we like to eat back with your hand. We eat it with our foot. You put your hand there, I step in your hand. But that's the game. That's the name of the game. But one of the things you have to learn when you're playing the braid, even if you're a good fighter like I used to be, you must always wait for the right time. You cannot be what they call Abu Kiri. If you become Abu Kiri, you will suffer. And this is exactly what is happening. This lady, she's highly educated. She's highly motivated. She's a political guru. There's no question. She's been around Eula. We know all of those things. Now, you're bringing these kinds of modern bosses in Liberia, a country that just got out of war. We have no ADA ramps. We have no bus stop, complete bus stop. We have Liberia, when it rains 6 months a year. They don't have bus stop on any of the routes. The bus stop, the road itself. I'll give you a little bit of information. The length of the bus themselves is about anywhere from 30 to 40 feet long. The turning radius of the bus itself, 35 to 40 feet. Radius, not the circumference, just the radius, which is half of the circumference. It's 35 to 40 feet. Okay. You don't have that in Liberia, first thing. The second thing is the weight of the bus from side mirror to side mirror is about 11 and a half feet. The road length from the yellow line to the outside is supposed to be 12 feet. And you're bringing these buses in there. You don't have bus stop. Where are they going to stop to put the people down? When they stop in the middle of the road, they block the entire traffic because you're talking about 6 inches different now. No car going to go through. You're asking for trouble for head-on collision because if the other car, which they will, they're going to try to go around and take the wrong side. Before you do these kinds of things, in order for you to be the rescue entity that she called herself to be, you have to, first of all, take all of these things into consideration. But the fact that, and I say this again, many of these people that are working for the Unity Party government, they do not have relationship with each other. They don't consult each other. They want to play, so who the old man, let me do this so the old man will like me more. You will not succeed because this is a group team. They came together to rescue. You will not be able to, you not see one fireman, one firefighter go and rescue people in the house. No, you got a group of firefighters. If each of them have the responsibility, but they coordinate. And this is what I thought would happen. That has not happened. That has not happened. They don't have good bus stop on any of the roads. Where are you going to put a passenger? Number one. The last thing I want to say here before I move on, Mr. So, is this. If this lady, if she had respect for her colleagues, first of all, you contact Public Works, you contact Transport Minister, and you contact the police director and engage them in our conversation to say, this is what we're trying to do. These are the buses. These are the pictures of the buses. The Public Works Minister will tell you we do not have that turning radius in this place. That would inform you as to whether you want to continue or stop. The Transport Minister will tell you the facility we have will not permit these kinds of buses to be run on this road. Okay? Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm practicing. I'm going to ERBC. Remember now. No, on a very serious note, Mr. So.
Don't kill that bottle bell.
The Lpr is on the floor. I don't want to fight with you tonight. So the Lpr is speaking.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna bring it next.
With these people on board with you, they will say, okay, these are our own suggestions. And when you are quite informed, you don't make these elementary mistakes. But look what happened. Because they were so much in rush, the president didn't even come down to see 2 buses.
Okay.
You even take those people to the executive mansion. Unacceptable.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Grace that our sister have brought to us, and we have to push back. We can't just sit down here and let these kinds of things happen. Why it is true that Malawala, Tabata CDC people talking about buses being packed over there, 6 lie. Those are real buses, those are true buses, those are new buses. Okay? Even though it came from Ghana, it's Ghana side, but it was not made in Ghana. That are Ghana buses that were 10 years, that lie. Ghana said to kill fly before they will give up buses. But that's
so here is the thing that people don't know. There are other economic things before I went in. I was saying, and it's good to have her here, Koto Jalabala here. They don't know there's an easy route or cost. Ghana is more or less, you can easily drive those things here. I'm not even focusing on that, but I use this strike a point. And I think it's unfair for us to put all of this monkey wrench on this lady here. Did she go there by herself without the acquiescence of the higher people out there? That's another thing we need to look at. Let me bring in Koto Jalabala. Good to have you. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. So. Good evening to our panelists and to the people of Liberia. I want to say hi and I love you all. I'm glad to be here tonight. In the midst
I don't know what breakable come from when you say they appointed you.
I miss breakable, man.
Oh,
I miss the breakable.
Breakable is our guy on this network. Okay, so here we are. Everybody pick their topic. I know you just jumped in, but I'm partially been following the program here. Before we go to the next people topic here, anything specific in mind, or you want to challenge me on this buses? So we all give our different views, opinions on it with respect to their being there. Obviously, we want people to be transported, but we're also looking at other critical components. And I think the discussion we're having here is not that people are in oppositions of what the government. We just need maybe more clarity, like Jerry said, and maybe more answers needed to be provided, and that didn't happen. So this gives rise to this sort of conversation. Let me just bring you in.
Yeah, okay, Mr. So thank you so much. And I think I will go along with the topic I met you guys on, and not to create another one. And the thing about this whole thing is like it been politicized, And for me, I know it's a political issue, so it has to be politically, continued with. But what I have realized is that many of our appointees are all from majority, if not all, majority of them are from different political parties. And being that they are from other political parties, everybody want to, score a political point. In scoring a political point, they will have to take some, political stand that, oh yes, I am, in the spotlight, and I want to prove myself that I can do this, and in fact I'm influential and I'm doing this. I think actually that is what's happening. But again, like what I've been saying for the past time is, I want to see from 9 to 6 months, 6 months to 1 year, and see, the thing is, these people, it could be that some I experienced, but we have some of them that may not have been highly experienced, especially in government. And it takes time for them to get mature, in government, if not, to that level, because being a government official, you are a public servant. most of them haven't realized that they are public servants. And these things that they are doing is for the public, it's not individual things that they are doing. So I think that's what we're playing right now. People want to score a political point, and I'm influencing this and I'm making this mark. I really think that's what's happening. But
So quickly here, I know you're being away, and which is okay, but I have a different position on this network now, representing the independent voices of the country. So for you to say these people are from different political parties, that's kind of a little bit.
I'm still living. I say most of them, if not
most of them.
Yeah.
But also, in most of these people, they all put together to get this government in place. So are you saying the president didn't know what he was doing to bring most of these people? Is that why are they taking unilateral decisions without the acquiescence of the executive branch?
No, you misquoted me.
I'm not misquoting you, and I'm going to give you the chance here. But I see the foundation that you are laying as if, and I think it's unfair for all of us to beat on her. How did she get there? She might have been authorized. Somebody might have designated her to proxy the affairs to go and speak. I strongly want to believe that she didn't just jump out of her office for us to go there and tell her, you brought this trouble, so you and I, we are more or less on the same pace here this evening, and I think Mr. Nambwe will be in the middle. Jerry Bacon is in a different world. But I want to believe she was sent there. She proxied the affairs of the president. Nobody can tell me that she just jumped out and go there without somebody in the highest of knowing. Is that fair to say that?
I'm not afraid to say that. I'm sure somebody may have sent her, as you rightly said, somebody sent her. And somebody's telling her, probably they might not have told her exactly what she said, or I don't know. That's why I don't like to quote people for what they are or to misconstrue. But I'm saying she may have been overzealous, in trying to prove that, oh, yes, I'm this. And what you said that what I'm saying about other people in political party, whether the president make decision, that's not my point. We all are Liberians. Everyone in Liberia need to take a political point. But what I'm saying is that somebody want to be out there tomorrow, and based on what is going on now, they want to make themselves relevant, or they want to promote themselves. Yes, when I was doing this and I was doing that, want to show that they are doing more than what others are doing. Because I think that's why the Ministry of Information is there. And when I listen to the public work minister, there are certain things, that you leave it with people who are responsible to make certain pronouncements. Because if you go up front, you might not say the right thing that, that needed to be, said. And I think this is what for me, you have information minister, you have the spokesperson for the president. Give these people the responsibility and do their job. Go and do your job. Okay, because if everybody starts to speak, I would be speaking different tune, the next person speaking different tune. But if the relevant people who are responsible for this thing come and speak, they will be speaking on what they know and what they have been told to say. So for me, that's the problem I have with them.
All right, thank you so much. Let's go. I forgot. Let's go online. Our man, Watson Keto there, is from Connecticut. Let's get his side quickly, and we need to get to the trafficking aspects. Back home, and everybody seems to be an issue, so we can pivot before time runs out here. Watson Keto.
Thank you, brother. So, and I'd like to say hi to all of the panelists. Welcome back to this cutoff. The conversation about this government is getting so irritating. I keep hearing surrogates and, complaining about, it's not the government, it's the people that are appointed in the government and all that. It's like a chicken with a cut hair. I got no direction. What we are saying is, these people speak directly for the president. When they come out and make proclamations, they say the Liberian government. It's not in their own name or capacity. They're speaking for the Liberian government. If you listen to Mandela Cooper, she said the president wanted to be here, but he has other obligations on that stuff. So she expressed that this is This whole bus issue was at the expense of the Liberian government. So sometimes I find it difficult to yes, surrogates just try to shift blame away from the arrowhead, which is the president, and put it on ministers and deputies and other things. Let's be honest here. This government is inept. This government is far away from delivering what they promised the Liberian people. And so I can see the frustration in most of the supporters faces and in the way of speaking out or the utterances when they start to shift on deputies and ministers in government. I can see that because what they put out there during the campaign or for the past 6 years about this president is something completely different from what he's demonstrating. And it's so unfortunate. We have to say it for what it is. Mr. Bwaka, President Bwaka, did not learn anything for 12 years under Mala Eddie Johnson. He didn't learn anything 6 years as an opposition, strong opposition leader to come and take over the hands of authority in Liberia. This is the reason why we see the government.
Are we going to allow him to lecture like this, disrespectful? When was the last time he was a teacher in the classroom?
No, this is. You talk here, you give your narrative, role, circumference, radius. We literally went into a mathematical class here and we're patient. We learn a lesson. Do not interrupt independent voices on this network. Keto, go ahead. And the real independents are here.
I think the liberal can get a little bit edgy when I start to speak because I nailed the nail on the head directly. And people want me to speak a certain soft tone about Mr. Bwaka. Mr. Bwaka is the person like you. If he was old man, he would sit on his old man place. He'll be retired and he's still got a great grandchildren. He's the president of Liberia, and every decision he makes affects me and my family and other people in the country.
Thank you so much.
He like that when he's not doing the right thing in his country.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cool, to disappoint you, but this is the reality. The old man is enough.
Okay, thank you so much.
I look at it.
Okay, thank you so much. More neverness is in the making. The most independent Dr. Miles Jones is joining us. Dr. Jones.
How are you, sir?
Okay, yeah, the liberal is nervous while the independent voice is speaking out. That I mean brought this topic is Terry. One of their own brought this critical conversation and he tries to run away with it. Let's hear you quickly here before we move to the panelists on the live view.
Yeah, firstly, I just want to summarize this lady. People continue to be in denial, like she came on stage to represent the rescue team. She did not come on stage. The issue on the ground here is that His Excellency President Joseph Boakai does not have total 100% control over his government. So these are some of the missteps that happen. President Boakai will need to have total control of his government and bring in what I call institutional discipline, and they have one coherence in their deliverable when it comes to information. And the misstep continues from one to another, It doesn't always well. You need to have control over the government. And the second thing I want to talk about, the issue of the buses. I want to thank the president and his government for bringing in the buses. I want to commend him for that. That was a good initiative. But the president and his predecessors continue to repeat the same error. How will you bring good bosses and put them on a notoriously new road? Road with terrible control. What is these bosses of that? What is the pragmatism of the government? All right? That's the road. Cross these potholes, and you put car on these potholes to run. On the roads to run. But you bring these good cars and put it there on a terrible pothole. I begin to wonder why we continue to repeat these things from one government to another government.
Okay.
Now, His Excellency government is repeating the same thing.
All right.
There's
let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. Let me go back on the live field to get a reaction, and if time permits, we'll pick up phone. Guys, just bear with us here. We're kind of like squeezing time. But let me go on the live feed here and get to reactions. Terry, you started this whole Pandora here. I'm not sure what was the essence, but you listen to callers, you listen to your colleagues in this conversations. What is the new lesson learned?
Well, yeah, I will agree with the panel because I thought that was something. But with Milton Keto keep trying to make this thing political about him and President. We are not running campaign. The elections are over, and you just got to get over it, Mr. Keto. But yeah, to be honest, Liberal lay it out very perfectly. Liberal is the expertise, and he's the one that lay it out for us here. And I think what his name Dr. Malley also buttress.
I didn't lay out you here to come praise the Liberal on my program that I'm moderating.
Oh, I'm sorry, but but Liberal is a technician. He knows exactly what it looks like. But yeah, so I think my data Cooper need to slow down. I will not blame President Boca because like Sis Cotto said it. In a political atmosphere, you have to include other people and let them display what they feel they know. But Dada Cooper have been running for president. She was on a presidential ticket. She's not a small guru. So if she messing up, it's on her. It's not on the woman. That is why you didn't see the paper there. Like somebody rightly said, you saw the paper coming downstairs to confirm what she was doing? No.
So quickly, quickly, let's be honest. Who do you think sent her there?
Who sent her there? Well, that I will not be able to speak to right now, but I will tell you for a fact that I do want to agree that President Boca sent her there. I will tell you for sure, President Boca cannot send her there. She tried to, like what Scotto said. She didn't, yeah, she went, she might be doing something on her own that she's trying to do, that thinking that it will appease the Liberian people. But what she don't understand is that we are in a political system right now where everybody is alert. Everybody is alert. Right now you got two political parties in the country, and we are equipped with a lot of people who have information. And we're living in a technological age. One of the things that Mr. Boca, this government don't understand is that the President we are age, the technology was not as compared to President Boca age. President Boca leadership got to be very careful. Every little thing right now, everybody is technologically sensitive.
Okay, Terry, I'm not ready to go to New England Tech right now. So this is where you try to send me, and I'll be forced to bring in Mr. Nangwe because
no problem.
You guys are exchanging text messages. Mr. Nangwe, this guy, he brought a topic. We went with A, but he's walking back with A, and it seems to me regretting, why did I introduce this? He's telling me, do you want me to believe Alfonso Zenius, the independence of this network, to deceive my audience, to say Mandela Popo went there on her? Is that something more? Do you believe that?
I think Terry is probably getting some text informing him that he's being dismissed from the rescue team, and he's trying to do backflips to get back.
You not jump down with
you get back in the tree.
I'm not receiving no text.
But I tell you this, I don't know what is worse, right? If the president is unaware that his senior advisor has gone rogue, is doing things that will impact the credibility of the government, that is bad. If the president is aware that his senior advisor is doing this and he's not going to do anything about it, that's even worse. This is about leadership, Terry. I don't care how many political parties are in this government. This is not a senior class president or a student government. This is the governor of the Republic of Liberia. You're running a government that represents over 5 million people. You have to do the best you can to get it right all the time. Yes, you will make a little bit of slippers, but you have to strive to get it right. This president is running the ship. All these other people are helping him. Whatever they do will impact his credibility as the president, his legacy as the president. I don't think an advisor in the president's government, just like the minister of commerce, will come out and announce the increase in the price of rice, and then they will say, "Oh, you didn't consult the president and get reversed." I think these are unnecessary excuses that we're trying to provide. Look, I want this president to succeed, but I want him to step up his game. I don't think he's showing himself to be in charge. I think this is what is worrying a lot of us. So if his advisor came on the steps of the executive mansion, the president's house, where the president resides, not even say, Minister of Foreign Affairs, or MTA, to say, okay, she was far away from the president. He probably didn't see what was happening. But right on the president's front steps to make this announcement, and will say, the president may not have been aware of this.
Okay, Mr.
I find that unacceptable.
Yeah, I'm
If
trying
he
to
was aware of it, then what is he going to do about it?
Yeah, I'm trying to get an 8 milligram Tylenol to
But
take right now because
quickly,
Terry,
Mr. So quickly, can I just push back a little bit? There, if you listen to the director today, right, or Gibson, what
you don't need permission.
The deputy director of NTA, or what in Gibson, that blind guy, he said today that Medela Cooper was on her own. He called in. He said Medela Cooper was on her own. So that means that they are not aware of what she was doing. That is why you didn't see the police that you were talking about. You didn't even the public web minister was not there.
Sorry.
NTA boss were not there. So she was on her own. As far as she's concerned, as far as our government is concerned, we don't know what she was doing.
Man, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Okay, let's bring in the man from Atlanta, Georgia. So we want to welcome him, Amos George. Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening to all the panelists. How you doing?
Okay.
How you doing, sir?
Listen to the tabata coming from the liberal wing on this network, giving all of it's like people, 20 of them jumping down from this train, breaking their legs, breaking their neck, no ambulance to pick them up while they are falling.
I'm not getting down from the train. I won't forget it. We will be there. We'll hold them to their feet. We're not going to get down from the train.
Okay, well,
I mean, I'm there, and I will hold them by their feet for what I work for.
Jared broke his ankle already, so
no.
You gotta find one country truck to because one actually want to pick it up. But on a serious note here, quickly, I know we have a little bit of time here because today, I know it's important here. No, liberal, let's be honest here. See what Tarek is doing. He tries to maybe appease you because maybe I don't understand. He listened to Mr. Nambi analysis here, and I hear him saying, I have not listened to that. But even if Noah Gibson said that she's what his position, Terry Gibson?
Deputy Minister, I think, for operations.
No, Deputy Director.
Deputy Director. Sorry, of NTA. Deputy Director.
Yeah, National Transport Authority.
National, yeah.
So this is a huge.
Thank you, Bajo, for correcting me.
This is a huge disconnect when the deputy will come to say that the presidential advisor is on her own or whatever they're doing is not the president. How the heck she got to that place? And then why was she giving the audience? I don't want to believe that. I don't buy that until maybe the Ministry of Information comes out to explain that. This is mere political and damage control being done the wrong way.
Mr. So, let me just say this to you. The mistake that we talk about is the same thing Noah Gibson is doing. Noah Gibson has no business to even come to make that kind of statement because it's not in his area, number one. And second is, see, everybody wants to protect the president now. You working in the government, unless you are the Minister of Information or the president press secretary, you can't come out and make these kinds of ridiculous statements. I think it is people like us that support this rescue train, but we are not connected in terms of working in the government. They don't even know some of us. We the one have to come out and make these kinds of noise, not the men working in the government, because then by you doing that, you're undercutting your own strength, I would say. But let me say this, Mr. So, and I think Terry is quite correct. This lady, she ran for and many of these sedition. Look, let me George Wheeler. That your thing you can do it over there in Australia.
What are you talking? Terry is correct. No, but you're trying to deflect here too. This is why you try to do this. No, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Listen.
Deal with the sedition as I see them.
No, that is unfair.
You want to shut me up.
This is no CDC affair.
This sedition, instead of them to listen, they don't listen. They just talk. Terry said, because Terry said that this lady, which is facts, the lady ran for presidency before. It's fact statement. So what is there for this sedition like the George Wheeler way over there in Australia trying to condemn that statement? Unacceptable. Let me just say this. I will say this to make you happy because we know what area you come from anyway. Let me say this. Like my sister Mandela Cooper, I would suspect, and you haven't seen nothing yet. Wait till we get close to past the second or third year. You will see the Jeremiah Kuhn, the Nyobli Kanga, all the other people want to be president. They will start doing things. So she's laying out the groundwork right now for 2029 in her mind. But what she has done is to bring ridicule to this government, for people to laugh at this government. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. You can't do these things. And she's an educated person. You can't do that. So the point here is the people who, if you really, this thing can be fixed. The bosses are real. The bosses are good. They are not second-hand bosses. They need to go back on the drawing board. The good thing that happened, Mr. So, 1 minute, please. The good thing that happened, Mr. So, please. The good thing that happened with this bus issue, as far as I'm concerned, is that she made a statement. She said these buses are sample buses. So if they go back to the drawing table and utilize that statement, the sample buses, and then go to the relevant institution and ask them to join and come and make speak with one voice, that would be helpful.
Thank you so much. Let me bring in Emma Joyce, I believe.
Mr. So let me quickly, before Mr. George, I just want to correct a little wrong. Those buses are they're not even second-hand buses. They're probably third-hand buses. They're not new buses.
Do you have evidence of that?
We've seen some of the numbers on those. The earliest numbers are 2016. This is 2024. So what other evidence do you want?
So what makes you think that a bus that is made 2016 cannot be new?
Because 2016 is not 2024.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's been used.
More than
it might be old in terms of the year, but it has not been used.
That does not justify.
How many years today?
I get that, but the reports that are following the reports from the source tell us, and there's several of them that were on display from where they come from. They are
trying to open a different front. They are unable to contain it. Let me bring in Amos Joy. Amos Joy, this is something that we have been fighting for on this network for the good of the country.
What we're going to get from the far right. Nothing but more of the same.
Protect his. Liberal, you are interrupting me, please. I am conducting. Terry brought something. Terry found out that his folks, his people are going against him. He tried to be the fixer. The Liberal came on the other side. Folks, you're talking a lot, and I'll have to disconnect them. The Liberal came on the other side. He tried to build a how to call it bidding on Benson, getting the Benson's that glass bidding that used to be right there before you get on Johnson Street.
Eurobank.
The Liberal tried to build a Eurobank on us here this evening, which is not I'm not going to buy into it and telling us that Mandela Cooper is doing it and Mandela Cooper ran for president. What business you got to do with what we're saying? Just what Esther said. Where is the correlation in this thing we are talking about?
It has something to do with it.
Okay, we're fine. That if it has, so you are telling us.
Independent central
Hold
right.
on, old man, just go ahead.
You are telling us Mandela Cooper went under, she just went there on her own without no conversation. Okay, since you ran for president before, go and say what you say, and then for deputy to come to say that, let's hear you.
You know, these people will prove all right every time. When we were doing the campaign, we said it. These people are corrupt. They got no idea of running any institution. The people will, yeah, she ran for president, but if she was to become president, is that how she was going to run the country? This woman was very vocal, calling Mr. Comey names. Mandela Cooper. But yet today, her husband is what? Ambassador at large. Her husband. They spoke about nepotism, favoritism. What her husband today? Look, this is what you get from these people. The same old song that we sang about CDC is the same. Every week is something they got to walk back. Every week, George, we are doing the same thing. They come and start doing the same old thing. Every week, they got to walk back something. Is that an excuse? Advisor to the president in the office of the president come to the podium and make an announcement. Minister of Transport, 0. The National Transport Authority, 0. So how these people got their business registrations? Oh, because you're in the office of the president, so you just bring people in. Because for someone to bring in any kind of business in Liberia, the first thing you must have a business registration. And these are institutions you're supposed to go to: Ministry of Transport, Finance, Commerce. Did people go through the process? Where's the business registration? Took the car, I don't know what is a Photoshop, what they did, standing in front of the mansion, and someone want to give her a pass for that. This is the best way are you people who don't know how to run anything. Let me use our ABC language. Run anything. This is what we're seeing. But I wanted to tell you something yesterday. Something I want to tell you actually again. The lawmaker in Liberia, these people, they are the one that are killing that country. And I think what needs to be done is to have a national referendum on these people to determine whether they should make that kind of money in Liberia.
Who going to make that national referendum?
Well,
They see people.
They see people.
You want to see people to make a referendum.
Of course. Because you see, this corruption in Liberia, the justification is
the liberal now, Pa George, the liberal now is telling me, your time is over. Can you imagine?
The justification people are giving. That's my topic. That's my topic. The justification they giving is that it's illegal. No, it's illegal. That's my topic for the day, for the night. They're saying that it's illegal. Everybody asking, oh, it's illegal, it's on the book. How can someone in Liberia receive 1,500 gallons a month? That's about what? 300 gallons?
What if the man driving ESC?
Okay.
So look, the thing here is very serious. The kind of money those people are making in that place. And no hospitals, roads.
I think I love about you.
You see, and Terry, this is the thing you're doing. Your act is law. Something can be legitimate, but sometimes morally is not right. Get that? It can
Remove
be
them.
because morally is not right. And these are the people you're supporting today. That law, killing the people.
Remove them.
All right, we want to keep with the
Yeah,
time.
you know, I
So,
guess
Samson told brother, how can someone employ 71 or 71 person in an office in Liberia, speaker office? Deputies is 60 to 65. What is that?
yeah, okay. Look, yeah, actually, I beg your pardon, everybody.
Yeah, I'm done.
The issue of the trafficking, Mr. Jones, trust me, it's going to be the first thing tomorrow, but we are against time. So what I'm going to do, we're going to give everybody a minute each. Hey, Bill, good evening to welcome. To do a wrap up, we want to keep within the confines of the time. The Liberal night is calling for time off. This night is a rough night already for him, sending me text here and otherwise. The show time is over. Just now, Mr. Namwe said he wants to bring in board chairman team now. When he having a bad night with he and his folks, Jared Background developed 2A his jaw. Everything is so he and Liberal exchanging text.
Yeah, Carter says she hang on. Carter says she hang on the train.
I'm not hanging. I'm sitting right in it. Don't allow me.
When you hang when the door match your finger, you fall down.
Sitting right in the tree.
Okay, so let's do this quickly here, guys. We're gonna be here tomorrow by the grace of God, 8 o'clock. We're gonna hit on those points here, and I mean that's the good of this network. So let's go on the line. The independent guy who is here to intercede for the Liberian people.
What time you say each of us has?
Liberal, you are interrupting me.
No, you're bringing you're bringing Mali.
I said they are close. So why? What? You're not conducting. So why you want to remind me? I said people are making. Yeah, he's scared. He got to deal with it. So let's go here. Western Quarter, give her 1 minute here to wrap up quickly here for us. We didn't take call from our audience. We are sorry because we went against time. But Keto, go ahead. 1 minute quickly.
Thank you very much. I think for this government to be successful,
we're getting an echo. Listen,
there's
hold on.
a feedback. A feedback.
There's a feedback.
No. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a feedback.
You're 2 on the line. Mr. Jones, are you listening to something else? Can you mute your mic? Like Keto Finney, if I get you up, then you close your statement. Go ahead, Keto.
Yeah, Mr. Jones.
Feedback is not from me.
Yeah, just mute your mic here and let he finish. Then I'll call your attention and you open it up. Just no, not you. I mean, Dr. Jones. Just mute your.
No, I'm sitting in my car. My car is off.
I know what I'm saying. I say your mic, your phone mic. Just put it on mute when Keto done. When I get in off, then you will make your statement. Or go ahead, Keto. Let's see. Maybe hopefully it's okay.
Yeah, thank you. So we have this government need critical voices to point out some of the mistakes, the many mistakes the government is making, so that they can forge forward in delivering the rescue agenda for the Liberian people. Unfortunately, the laborers on this network who catch feelings when people try to speak out against ills in society, because we think Mr. Bwaka traditionally is an old man and we should give him all the respect regardless of what he does in our country. We should just continue to bow down before him and say the empire is great. No, the empire is not great. Mr. Bwaka is doing nothing to redeem the Liberian people from what he called the next president we are putting in. And I cannot sit here to see and listen to the laborer continuously pushing the narrative that this man is great when the man is not. This man, as far as concerned, and I would still say, inept is an understatement. And it's so unfortunate. The surrogate come here and they try to preach that, oh, it's not the president, of the boss staff of who? This president, as a matter of fact, he appointed those people, regardless of the political arrangement. He has the power to dismiss. He has the power to appoint. So when anything is going wrong in the government, this president will be blamed for it.
Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. That's Wharton Keter from Connecticut. Let's go to Dr. Miles Jones on the line from the Ocean State of Rhode Island. Dr. Jones, 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you, moderator. I just want to say to primarily Collins and Barker and Labor, it is difficult to defend the indefensible.
Don't worry about it.
And it's need to think about that. Secondly, a Mandela couple, it wasn't like she initiating her own future presidential program or platform. Let the information minister come out and dissociate the government from her statement. I'm not talking about deputy from MPA or whosoever. It is the job of the information minister to clear the air and tell us the statement that is made, the government is not part of it. So we're waiting for the information minister to take that position. There I will agree with Terry that Mandela Cooper she's on her own. Any other person that made a statement is invalid. Lastly, I will urge His Excellency, he trying his best, but he needs to get complete control of his government. You don't have total control of the government as yet. Good night.
Thank you so much. And I will see the independent man
Wow.
live.
The independent guy, yeah.
So, you know,
He was very, very short. That's my first time hearing him speaking like that.
Go putting pressure on
Sorry
you.
for interrupting.
It seems to be the two voices seem to hit the liberal wing of this network. So, Mr. Bacon.
Yes, sir.
Let's hear you.
Wow. For 45 minutes, put me in the box.
Whoa.
That's fine. But anyway, he's not going to silence me. He's not going to silence. The red wing not going to silence us on this show. So you can do anything, but he's not going to ostracize us. That's fine. But here's the thing, my brother. Cut it. Maybe you're not aware of history. In order for you to move forward, you got to know your history to be able to move forward. Hey, my brother, why are you making your shame on the network? Sedition. You want to talk about Buckeye? With that of George Weah? Yes, sir. George Weah. I just want to make it quick. George Weah. Conversaton. The man say you're bringing tablet in our country. Eh? Eh? You were bringing tablet? The bride in the country. Am I lying, folks? Maybe you bear me out if I'm wrong. You brought it to what the plane need? RIA. What happened to it? George Weah. They gave you $30 million. $30 million for COVID. Dr. Tape, that time you were Minister of Commerce. What happened to it? So, folks, you know, when you come here, you got a lot of skeleton in the.
Can you speak on the Mandela issue, please?
I'm coming.
Let the man
you get to tell me what to say.
Determine what he says. You give the time and let him express himself.
Jared Bacon is purposely moving the goalposts to confuse our audience.
Don't worry.
Why would you want to call George Weah? What are those who brought George Weah to us and you want to come tell us about George Weah here? Why are you moving the goalposts?
I'm moving the goalposts. I take every statistics, something for you to happen. That's why we make decisions based upon statistics and fact. That's what I'm doing, sir. I'm just laying the foundation. That's man who came here.
You're choking him too much.
So why you don't want to hear the truth? The red wing on the show, you don't want to listen to the red thing. But anyway, tomorrow, let me conclude this. Madam Kopo,
tomorrow waiting for you.
Madam Kopo, I'm not even going to drink the. I'm not Madam Kopo. I'm going to drink the.
I am here. You dealing with me tomorrow, so you can do
Yes, my topic. Yes, my topic tomorrow. I'm passionate about it. The human trafficking in Liberia is escalating, and we need to discuss it on this show.
Yeah,
absolutely. Affecting our girls, especially our girls. They are being abused, sexually abused. You know. a lot. So I just wanted to, so that's my topic tomorrow. That's what I'm going to focus on tomorrow. So, but so that's what it is.
Sorry for you tomorrow. I will still be behind this desk. Thank you so much. Mr. Nambe, this is what I go through here nightly basis. The liberals, Cherry back on. Cherry, now I think it has come to a time and Cherry is now hoping to repent. So what he did this evening, cleverly walk off the strike to get himself removed out of the picture. And you see the liberal, after he talked, he decided to reconstruct the crime scene as if there was no crime committed. Jerry Barker came in. Nobody have called Professor Wilson Tapper in this place. 10 million, this and that, when he is one of the chief architects of the creations of George Weah. And now he to remove himself from the scene of the crime scene. He was a still witness. He removed himself. This is what every night I try to stand up for Amos George, the percent guide. Sometimes you don't know what he's saying. One day for you, the next day you're somersault. But he's consistent. If he had not come to kick back here, you see here, they try to fix it here. How can we have an open society where people will be held accountable when you have the light of Samson Brown Toe, Jerry Bacon, Terry, the Michael Cohen type fixer here to be doing this? Where are we going as a people and nation?
I feel for you, my brother. And when the liberal starts lashing out and calling you 1%, then he's wounded. I think he's hurt tonight. But I think you did a wonderful job containing him. Because quite frankly, I don't know why he's here. I mean, he had said he wasn't going to be available today. And then he just comes and he's hovering over you, now, giving you this time of day to do your job. But notwithstanding, you did a wonderful job. But listen, let me close by channeling my young friend Elvis. I was in conversation with him the other day, Elvis Murray, and what he said was, President Weah did he performed the way we expected him to perform. I'm not quoting him, but this is the essence of what he said. President Weah did what we expected him to do, but this president has not done what we expected him to do. And I really agree with him on that. This president came in with a lot of expectation. Experience, yes, check. Education, yes, check. Being closest to the presidency for 12 years, yes, check. President of the Senate, yes, check. Opposition leader for 6 years, yes, check. But and now they're coming ever since January 22nd. It just seems to me like they haven't found their way, and it is confusing. It is frustrating. I listen to Terry. This is the government opposition. This is the government inclusion. Other people in the government from other party. These people. Them and they will be running. They're trying to plant their political feet on the ground. Excuses. You're the president of the Republic of Liberia. There can be only one president at a time. You call the shots. If anyone steps out of line and you find they're not calling the shots, you should contain them. And this president has not done that. I'm not saying he should be a dictator, but no, even though this is a democracy, but the consequences for every action. So the advisor runs out of, she runs out of the reservation. She puts up a show in front of the executive mansion. She leaves out the public works, like the liberals say. I agree with him on that. She leaves out the minister of transport. She leaves out the MTA director. All of the relevant agencies that should be being a part of this whole arrangement leading up to today. And we're going to say the president did not know about it. Is that the excuse we're going to go with?
Okay.
So, you know, I'm hoping that this president will take seize of this situation and do it quickly because our people, they've been waiting almost 6 months now, and we're hoping that he will soon find his way and deliver our people. They came to rescue us. Yeah. So, you know, I get it, Mr. Tour, with a 1% or whatever that is, but you help us, man. Deliver us, rescue us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great show tonight.
So,
Thank you very much. I appreciate the
yeah,
panelists. I appreciate the audience. Thank you so much for the
I'm
opportunity.
having a serious migraine right now. Hopefully, Terry will restore my because he brought this migraine on me tonight. I intend not to take medication. Hopefully, I will hear from him, and that could put this to a rest. It's up to him to do it. If he wants to plead the fifth, that is okay. Terry, you and all of us who talk on these actions before that of the president. We are what I Jefferson Koji was speaking. What he name Akara, uh, what his last name? Akara who?
Great.
Akara's great. Who the other people, what they were doing? They were doing things, and we were not hearing from their chief executive. Those were his top surrogate. So we all held President William Tokis. We all held him responsible. In as much those people were making statements, they were saying things, they were doing things, and we're not getting answers, we're not getting reaction. There's one thing about the President President Boyka, the decision where they are regarding the UL president. Maybe we will talk about that. And the statement that I read with the bull, blah, 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 he took a strong political race by removing him. That was a leadership. All right, George, we didn't do that. But let's come back to baseline on our conversation. Let me give you the opportunity. Do you strongly believe the presence, or can we say because Mandela Kopo in contesting was a political opposition presidential candidate, and that she just jumped and went out there and said whatever she wants to say, and for Noah Gibson to come out from no man, first of all, to say that what she said was on her own. Explain yourself much better for me to understand the audience.
Well, you tried to take the bone from my mouth before I could chew it. But however, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, Mr. So Mandela Cooper was in the wrong. And I think the president did not endorse the process on what she was doing. I think she was over-excited, hyper for the process, and she took it on to do her own thing. I don't want to agree that the president, you know, sanctioned that particular thing. I know President Borga is a well-learned man who understands the modus operandi of government. We can see how he addressed major issues that when Eugene Falcon said, I think he addressed it real quickly. You saw the rest issue when his commerce minister made a mistake. He came straight and addressed it. We also see the UL, the demonstration he have come to address because he knows very well the ramification of the UL. You know, when the boss decide to do things that can destabilize the whole country, President Borga is a luminary of the UL. So he came right away and dealt with it. That is you know from exactly a mature leader and what he's going when you see some major action he's taking. You understand that? So I think over the period of time, but within the next few days, those things all will be fixed. But you see, I want to say something, okay, so that to deviate a little bit. You see, in as much as I admire Mr. Cummings, right? I think that Mr. Cummings will have failed massively more than even President Boka. How is that? Because, you know, look at the people around him before even he became the people that he involved around him before he became before he started to go with in the last minute of his time. You know, so if the Mr. Cummings people will come and begin to say, oh, we failed, we did that, we told you, like to say they would have done something differently. I don't see it. You know, I don't see where they would have changed the trajectory. Because this country we took over, Mr. Cummings, he said had other people on his team, but he was a pawn for Madam Sirleaf. Madam Sirleaf picked a VP. I mean, you know, and he was not running his own show. So what kind of government he would even run? He also supported, they told us that President Boga said he's dancing with the devil. But you dance with the man that is more than the devil, the man you accused of killing auditors and other people and was not managing the economy properly. You were dancing with the man. Your people, the whole entire CPP supported Joe in the second round. So you know, let us
Gabriel McIntosh and others went to support the CDC. I think you know that.
Yeah, but obviously, these people, the nuclear of the ANC / CPP supported the CDC. Even if Mr. Cummings did not publicly announce, you and I know that is what he went. All right, his whole entire team went that side. All right. So if you say Gabriel McIntosh deviated and went to maybe the United Party, we take it, no problem. But Gabriel McIntosh was just a one. He's not even a minute portion of the nuclear of the ANC. But what I'm trying to say here is that, you know, there are so many lapses where you can see clearly that if Mr. Cummings would have become president, it would have even worsened more than what we're trying to do here. We are looking at a responsible government. I still see that Mr. Cummings, he will learn from all these mistakes, and there's a possibility. I always see on this network that if President Booker failed, I myself, I'm looking at Mr. Cummings to be the next president. Lastly, so I think that the government, our government, there will be no sufficient information that President Booker government will give to the public, because as far as the public is concerned, media, institution, all of that, they want to sleep in President Booker Hall for information. But let this government be responsible as we say they are. Let them deliver the information before things happen. Like, for example, the yellow machine, this buses stuff. Let them be proactive. Let them be quick. They shouldn't wait when the thing come in the country before you start talking. Tell the Liberian people ahead of time that, my people, this is what we're bringing. This is what we're coming to deliver and all of that. You know, and then things will be fine. Thank you for the show.
Oh, my goodness. Terry has elevated.
I gave you more migraine.
You took it out here. Amos George.
Yeah.
See what Terry has done tonight.
I don't know. I don't want to address Terry issue on the issue of leadership, because the thing is playing right in front of us. Why I want to go to comments? The thing is right in front of us. We can see it every week.
What common leadership? We're not talking about common leadership.
That's what I'm saying. The thing is right. It's right in front of you. The man was not in charge.
But you guys said you got told us that we.
Hold on, man.
You know.
Hold on, sir. You see.
Sorry. Anyway.
You were speaking. I sat in a quiet, patient relationship waiting for you. I didn't say a word to you. Now, just one statement, you're coming out to interrupt.
You waited religiously?
Yeah. Now, what I ain't interrupt him. And I gave you the benefit that I told so already that I'm not going to even address that issue, because it's not Mr. Cummings in charge. So you can make all the statements. What we see here is what we saw being displaced in Georgia. We are their government. We're on the same platform. We're talking every day. Mistake after mistake, putting their foot in the mouth. Let me borrow the word for Samson too. Now you're not putting your foot in your mouth, and you want to deflect the issue? No. Mandela Cooper is in the office of the President of the Republic of Liberia. If he comes in front of the executive marshal and display things, and you say the president is innocent, then of course, then Liberia is in a big trouble. We don't know who is in charge if that is the case. But so I don't want to go that way. But what I want to say is, Mr. Bacon said something about Eugene Falcon denying CDC. And I read his statement. But I think Mr. Bacon, there are languages that are supposed to be used on the air. Maybe Liberia got no more law, so anybody can say anything on the public platform and people accept it. But the government institution, there are rules govern those institutions. If you are going to make an announcement, it has to meet a standard, a criteria, because that's a public station. And what I heard, Minister Falcon told them, hey, there are certain languages, many words cannot be used on the air. If people can modify it, then we can go ahead. If they did refuse, no, we're not running a communist country that what you want to say, you just say one person say no. It's a democracy and everybody are accountable. So if the media, if the boss told you, hey, because we can't air this this announcement, and you refuse, then that's up to you. Because CDC never granted any political institution, even to say give them an airway, they never did it. And this government is saying that's a public station, we agree. But certain languages cannot be aired. And maybe some people have not understood that. That because when they say public facility, you can just say anything on the air, and that's no, you can't do that. When you want to go and pay your money to the private station and let it air it. But government institutions, there are languages that certain words cannot be used on government on a public platform. And I think let CDC come back and let it put the script out. Let's see the wording that were used, what were appropriate to be used on a public platform. And lastly, and terrorism, let me say, you're not in charge of information. The same who's talk about George Weah. Noah Sargesen is the deputy managing director for MTA. If there was some government official, another government official display some buses or anything that related to his area, I think the first thing was to contact that office to ascertain what was going on. But you just come on the air. Now, I don't know was it the right word that she on her own? Was it the right word?
Well, yeah, that what he said. They generally even asking.
Now look at that loose statement you're making to someone in the office of the president. This was you got no choice of word to use in the public for public consumption. You are a deputy director. Is that a word you're going to use to describe the police? Those are street language. I'm sorry. Be diplomatic. Hey, I cannot comment on anything. Let me talk to the person first. Just be diplomatic. But every one of you people want to speak. And this is the same thing what crime with George we are for. Put your house in order. This is not like prayer that people pray for to give to you people. Thank you. We'll discuss this upcoming issue another day, but not for the platform. Not tonight. Samson, you see your man holding a head. I'm a special correspondent. I just come to special time.
If he wants to bang his hair on his deck, it's up to him. We have to discuss it as it is. Well, folks, the liberal.
Thank you, Mr. So I'll just make it brief. Well, we're way out of time. We cannot come on this platform and try to spend 3 hours. That is unacceptable by the board rules. The schedule does not permit us to go 3 hours. The board said 2 hours and 2 hours only. But you decided tonight to violate the board rules, and we're going to have a meeting after that.
Yeah, when you Jerry Terry on the air, you can stay 3 hours, no problem.
Let me talk my own. No, Mr. So, on a very serious note, until this government and the people that are working within this government, until they can have a relationship, working relationship, let me be specific, working relationship with each other, they will not succeed. Because every time they seem like they don't trust each other. And if you don't trust another person, you most likely thinking, well, if I go to this person to seek an advice or to go and just pass something by that person, they were taking that are useless and they're asking them for them to do my job.
They have no respect. That's the word. Not trust. They have no respect for each other.
Mr. 1%, the liberal is on the floor. The liberal is on the floor. We won the election. We beat you. So please, let me do my own lecture. But as Mr. Judge correctly stated, respect is very important, Mr. So. And these people, they fight that they don't see each other as a collaborator. They're always seeing each other as though they have some sort of a competition. They will not succeed. Because in order to do good in our country, it's a country. It's not a village. It's not a banana republic. You got rules. You got laws. You can't just get out and do things. So I think these people need to really understand that in order to function properly, they're gonna first of all, they need each other, and they have to understand that. And this is what I hold my president responsible as well. Make them to respect each other. Make them to work together. Because you can't do it without them working together. They will always, if you let them run individually, they will try to put you in the bubble. Samson told the liberal. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, quickly, you guys, to see it as a spectre on the state radio. When is the first edition?
None of your business.
Hey, come on. I want to know.
So I don't know. The guy just sent me that jingle.
Okay, please ask them because.
What a jingle they send you?
Mr. So you came late. 1%. That's why you're 1%. You're always coming late. You talk. You two of you. You're talking about this government, and you can report $70,000. You still have issue with that. You have not come, and you're going to try to hold us for something.
No accountability.
What me that from all that? What's happened?
Already praised me that formula. It's case is done.
What's happened? With the 300,000, what me that?
It's under investigation.
It's on investigation.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to be doing under investigation. Yeah, no, but seriously, liberal. If you can talk to them, hopefully you can talk to whoever flow the deputy for rural communications, whatever. We want to see if in the first edition, you are one of us, and we believe that you want to do your best, carry objectivity, fair
That's
balance.
true. That's true. Don't carry a liberal bias over there.
Yeah.
No.
It will cause me to sacrifice time. The first edition, we want to relay that. And once you know, I will have other teams of independent analysts.
But also high people are not going there. Total high people labor going a month. And labor say hey ha.
I can't wait to see
how y'all doing now. Lester Tenney hey ha. Vendetta Patrick hey ha. For Eugene Fagon hey ha. The D-Flow man say hey ha. So how y'all do it? Labor say hey ha. So how y'all going to do it? We'll be watching. I rather want you to relay that show.
So, yeah, that's what I want to do because I will reach out to a floor. I will know the date. And our beg here, the analysts, if we can just sacrifice our 1 day, 10 minutes to the time, we profile, we will relay, it will profile, and then after, then we'll come in, kind of gash there and see.
Rip it apart.
Yeah, and put it in a political room and have a conversation.
The good thing about it, Mr. So, you guys going to have enough time because we're going to be coming on around 8 to 9 o'clock in Liberia, which is will be around what, maybe 3 to 4 o'clock your time.
Yeah, 3 to 4 in the evening.
You're gonna have enough time.
I just need to know. I will set an alarm. I will set an alarm. I will try to talk to someone. I will sacrifice that hour. I think it's important. Let's see UG Fagon, Samson To, Wayne, Fatiga, and Vandela Patricks. Let's what?
Fatiga is the only cool man among them. Fatiga cool. You know? He not hard to man. Fatiga he cool, he quiet. Okay. But the people that get cause trouble.
Fatiga has become an apologist for this government. That's what he is now.
And what he tries to do, someday he called me, he tries to question you being a progressive.
I know.
You said you are not a real progressive, but he is. Can you imagine? That's what, as long as you don't go, you
but that progressive, I will bring one of the godfather of the progressive on the show here. I will call him one of the days to come here.
Yeah. Let's see, because this guy, I don't
The
think
guy
he's
was one time former vice president of the G back of life. I will bring on the show. I will call him.
Please, yeah. You know, when we call them, they don't let her come because they
No,
say,
I'll bring him.
okay, so let's watch here. Let's see here. This is our own liberal. We want him to shine and shine.
Shine.
Yeah, so let's see here. What's what it say here? Let's see what the liberals say. Let's see.
The Department of New Media and Rebranding of the Liberia Broadcasting System presents Nightline Liberia. From the valleys of Liberia to the top of Wologisi Mountain, Nimba, Grand Cape Mount, River G, to the coast of Sino, Bassa, Bong, Riverses, Maryland, Margibi, Grand Cru, Bapolu, Grand Jide, and Monserrado. We present to you Nightline Liberia, a primetime talk show loaded with factual news, fresh information, not fiction. Nightline Liberia. We set the tune. We control the airwaves. We are the nation's pride, the biggest platform. Our panelists are some of Liberia's brightest and best political analysts from diverse backgrounds, like Vandela Patrick, Dr. Lester Zomatic Tene, Al Hussein Fadiga, Samson Brown Toole, Daniel Sando, and Eugene Lamin Fangon. Nightline Liberia begins at 8 p.m. with 60 minutes around the country, bringing you updates from LBS correspondents. Nightline Liberia's final segment kicks off with its panelists and pundits from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. as they propound on trending national issues. Nightline Liberia. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
When we work together, there's nothing we cannot overcome as a people. This is why I ask all of you representatives of our people to join me to do the business of the Liberian people by not doing business as usual. I challenge you to join me to think Liberia, love Liberia, and be Liberia.
It's Nightline Liberia every Monday to Friday beginning at 8 p.m. on ELBC Radio, 99.9 FM, and other frequencies around the country.
So, there are young boy pictures. They decided to put this to tell us what something new going to be happening.
Yeah, but you know, they can't put 60 years, 65, 75 years picture. They put a team picture.
Same old thing happening already. So
my picture over there that may not even 1 year old.
You ready to explain now?
In that confess.
Same old thing happening now. So while they inside that other piece, I will set a line and I'm gonna wait for that. If nobody even able to join, I will do it.
Mr. So my fear on this, and I'll just tell you this. I hope that whatever they put up here is to promote the agenda of this administration and not to bash people or not to accuse people of stealing and things when we don't have evidence. Because if we do that, then it becomes not only people going to consider you like a propaganda mouthpiece, but also someone who is witch hunting. That shouldn't be the thing we need to do. We need to promote the agenda. For example, the president come and make a speech. We talk more about the language and the words that the president, the people decide to use, you know. But I hope. And
it's a very good observation. I try to figure out the intent of this whole thing.
But Samson told you, I've been sending the jingle. They didn't tell you. They didn't give you no layout, no nothing.
Yeah.
No.
He part of the train.
But so, what you tell us?
But you got objective people on that team. You got objective people on that team. You got Vandela Patrick is objective, or what he named Lester Tenney would be objective. So I think the only 2 or 3 persons will be there that will be for the CDC. I mean, for the government will be, or what he named Fadika, Daniel Sando, Eugene Fagon. But Lester Tenney, Labor too. But Labor want to be Labor.
So I'll try to figure.
So they're going to be full.
Because I don't know
what
the
they're trying
intent.
to do here, I'm
What-
wondering here, and there's a fear here as to whether, because state is a state radio,
Yes.
and it's a state radio. So my understanding here is to be more or less to promote the agendas of the government.
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, so but they try to frame it, try to reconstruct it to present okay, the media, fair balance, blah, 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 blah. There's no way. You have the liberal network here, you have the extreme here. That's why you have the CBS, you have the MSNBC, you have the Fox, and all of that. Now, the state network, they need to define its role as to what the governments want to achieve. They're putting this thing out there now, including opposition. The question now becomes, would they uphold what are they starting? When you have, like you said, when Vandela and other people begin to give strong voices, would they allow that? Or they waiting when they start doing it, then they kick them out? Then now you become a bad person, then you frame the whole thing now. So I hope they know what they are doing. I hope they know what they are getting inside. Can you?
But so you already know the answer in the end.
So they can put me back there, please.
No, Terry, this is very serious.
The Calabar people.
Because
that's a wrong thing they are doing.
See,
it's very wrong. So maybe if we are being the president's hour, where that it doesn't mean the president can come, but you explained, you sell the image of the government, the good of the government. You bring people who are there to sharpen the message of the government, what the government is doing. But they're doing this thing here now. I don't know. UG Fago doesn't know what he doing. Then the worst of it, he put himself there. You as a director of the agency, I was sending him a message. I don't know. He finding another fact versus fiction way so that he will get in the eyes of the public. He needs to get his butt up to go out there.
One of the things I like about you acting as though you don't know who Samson told. No.
I don't trust you.
No.
You start panicking already.
Instead of people going to put you in the bubble.
No.
Yeah, instead of you telling us, instead of you telling us, say when they say this, we will say.
But your video not on, Pato.
Oh, my
video is not on.
No, how can I see him?
Oh, but maybe that may not.
Yeah, my video on.
Yeah,
no, it's not on. We can't see you.
I'll see you. So where were you? I'll see him.
Is there a number you can see?
Yeah, I can see him.
Oh, but they're looking at me and Pop John not seeing it. But anyway, it's okay.
Yeah.
They're almost gone.
I see you too, though, Terry.
The screen is dark.
No, I'm seeing you guys, but only him, I'm not seeing.
Yeah, the screen is dark.
His screen is dark.
You see, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where Esther is saying. The platform is Spoon TV too. She's right.
She got it.
She's right.
She's right. Because that's why I'm pushing. That's how I actually Samson told.
But it's just a segment on the platform. It's just a segment.
No, that's a continual program.
No,
right?
One of the questions I ask: will we be allowed to express ourselves freely? And I was assured very strongly that yes, indeed.
So what happens if you are not allowed?
So let me ask Samson to this question. What is the message you'll be promulgating?
I don't know yet.
It depends on the topic for the day.
Look, Mr. Tool, this thing is a failure.
Oh no, Padre, I will not agree with you now. Let the people go. Let the people try.
You need to know, Mr. Judge, those who are afraid of failure can never succeed.
What I see.
George, let the people try.
Who been to Sierra Leone before?
Let's give them push.
I think it's Amolange. It's Amolange now. The train now turning into Amolange. You know how the Amolange, those guys in Sierra Leone or in Sierra Leone, it's like a.
We're going to promote this government. Good agenda.
Look,
things that the government is doing that is right. We will promote those things.
So let me ask you something too.
You're quite correct. This guy said July. They are abandoning Phone TV because July is getting closer. July 28, right?
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Look, Terry, what I'm saying here.
They're doing their own, yeah, because
Yes.
July 28 is getting closer.
Yeah. Terry, what I'm saying here is that you got Vanilla Patrick. Is it Vanilla Patrick support the Unity Party government?
No, you are neutral.
Dr. Tennant left the CDC. I don't know what party do he belongs to.
She too is neutral.
These people are looking for job. They're looking
Daniel
for
Sano is with the Ministry of Information.
They're not the same Daniel Sano who took people to prison compound.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
Oh bullshit.
So
You're good now.
what so how can the guy and I want to see this program. How they're going to promote the Joseph Boga agenda with all of them. Are they all on the same page? Because
we don't have to be on the same page, but we have to be truthful.
Will you be truthful? You,
of course.
All right. I'm gonna monitor the first edition.
I'll monitor the first edition to see.
I will get in charge.
You know, the only problem I have, Pato, the Eugene Fagon is a propagandist. D-Flow is a propagandist. How are they going to do it? I'm already thinking, but for me, I gave you a push.
What I want you guys to do,
I support you guys.
Terry, what I want to, LPR will model the style of the National Public Radio. We are not for, we are not against. If you listen to, and NPR is my favorite station, all of all things considered, we ask them before even on Wednesday, we ask them before we start using it. I say, we want to model your style. I like how your stuff done. So I have all of their programs on my app. I listen to them. People go and say whatever you can say because ordinary citizens, it's not just from the government. Government get funding, but ordinary citizens support the network. So it's a public network.
You can say anything on our network. You can say
anything. Let me ask you a question.
Hold on one second.
If I go over there and something work out, what do I have to lose?
No,
I'm the board chair of LPR. When I read it right now, I said, Mr.
No, we want you there because this is a promotion for the platform as well. We want that to happen. Yeah, we want you to go.
Samson, what's I'm saying here is not to lie, but to say what the government is doing.
But Mr. John, you and I have been working for almost 4 years. When was the last time I lied on this show?
No, listen.
No.
You
lied tonight. You lied tonight. You start fixing things that are not supposed to be fixed. Who tells the people you lie? You lied tonight.
The nephew on the side. Look, I'm not saying.
Why they brought Jerry back home?
Yeah. For me, what I'm saying is to be because people the composition of that group, I can't be part of that group.
I don't get it.
So because I think because
this is what I want to say to you. Someone said once who are afraid of failure is afraid of success. Failure and success, they go hand in hand. You're not supposed to be afraid. I play football. I'm not afraid for people to give me okra.
What kind of football you play?
I play football. I'm afraid to ring bell in front of people.
What win you play? What win?
I got shin fair. My hand fair, anybody more your hand fair. What you do to me?
Something to always saying. Is it the government agenda that was being pushed into the Liberian people?
What is the substance?
That's why someone asking. Someone was just asking the honest question. What is it you're going to be pushing? A 5 or 6%?
All right, this is what I'm going to do. I might ask what's his name? Maybe D-Flow or someone else to see if they can avail themselves on LPR and give us some advice.
But D-Flow no screen here. See, this is a place.
No, when he comes here, he will be speaking as a government official.
Yeah.
Please do that. I will give you the opportunity. You have committed your honest self to the audience.
You will do what? I am the board chair. You will do what?
I said, please ask your colleagues.
Okay. But you're the CEO. You can't say I gave you permission.
No, the board chair. Yeah, I know you're like authority business. I know you.
And you know that's where my fear is. He and Fagon will clash because the both of them love to throw their weight around.
I said it, Fagon, they all came from all of these people. Fagon came from this network. I have a video. Fagon started a conspiracy called Concord versus they that blah,
Exactly.
I got a video here. One of these days I'll play it.
The very first time I had Falcon on our show, at that time it was internet radio. Some maybe during the 2016 campaign. And there was a guy in Atlanta, some PhD. He said, I know that guy here. He used to be with Unity Party and they kick him out. Oh, he didn't play with Falcon that night. I have to step in. The Falcon is my guest. And if you're calling in, if you're not respectful to my guest, then we're gonna have to cut you off. Yeah. And then he ran Falcon and myself together and just bunched up together and said what he wanted to say and then shut him and shut his phone off. So he's a PhD. I feel forgetting anybody. He lives here.
Amos, not Amos, Terry and Mr. Number. I will try to get a date because I'm afraid this guy will conceive the date so that they would sacrifice. I know it will be a crazy something, but we'll sacrifice and see whether we can come profile A and right after A and give a talk.
I will contact
you. Can talk to one of the guys, one of them to come and tell us. So we will hold them accountable to see what they're going. So we'll forecast what they're going to be saying, and wherever they tell us, whether they're going to come to reality. Okay, guys.
Who I believe this thing here, of course, a collaborative things, but I believe it's the brainchild of D-Flow. I think he must have suggested that. I'm not too sure. Don't hold me to that. But I will ask him to come on.
I think that Minister Fagon himself or Director Fagon himself suggested that.
Okay.
You expect to start this coming Monday, or you don't know yet?
Oh no. If it's anything, it's gonna be.
So do me a favor. Can you message them when the first edition will be aired? We want to know and tell them that
but I will talk to him to see if he can come on this Thursday.
What? Yeah, whether he come or he not come, I know for sure they're not going to come. But all I need to know, can they tell you when the first edition going to be aired? We want to relay.
What is your debut will be coming on? So
the CEO is giving you a match.
Yeah, they have to have a demo or debut also.
Mr. Boche, the CEO is giving you your marching orders.
You not see it before? I had a board chair. Then you said the CEO giving me marching order. You not see it before? I'm gonna have a board meeting.
When last you had a board meeting?
Exactly. And I would like to see. I would like to see
that secret thing.
I would like to see the minutes after that meeting.
You see, you know this whole like
you can show minutes of the board meetings, the most recent.
Those are public. I mean, those are private and secret stuff.
Good night, guys.
Oh, no, let me just say the real board chair is in Liberia. So.
Oh, I talk about meetings, and he said the real board chair in Liberia.
Wait. Why this time?
I would believe you now. Why
this time you been impersonating the whole time?
Yeah.
You know,
I have a meeting. The real chair in Liberia now.
You know Mandela Cooper, all the things you're doing on your phone.
Yo, Baba, man.
When I call them, I don't count him. One count is we too much for ourselves, so they never count it that way. All right, guys, thank you so much. Okay. Let me see. All right, folks. We want to thank you so much for the event, Esther, Fatimant, and all of our good people. We didn't take call tonight because sometimes it becomes hectic. It's not on purpose, but it is why it is. Yeah, I try to get the sense of what they're trying to do, but I'm not sure whether they are moving in the right direction. There are certain things you do, you gotta be straightforward with the people. and they are not doing that. They're trying to kind of like present it to be something different. I'm waiting to see. I'm not going to be judgmental, but how it's going to place out, how they're going to allow people to express, because I don't know who's going to be the chief moderator, whether they're going to have the temperament or whether they're going to be the analysts just going to discuss among themselves, whether they're going to allow ordinary librarians to call in to also contribute. I'm waiting to see it. I hope they can relieve more details of the program, the intent, what they hope to achieve, and what is the ultimate goal of it. That's what I'm wondering, because it's a state radio, and where you have the Director General of the Broadcasting Corporation's Deputy Director for Urban or Rural Communications, who is now D4. I don't know. I don't know where they try to promulgate, but we'll wait and see how it plays out and how long it's going to stay. Yes, we want to have the first relay, and let's see what it looks like. Until then, folks, have a pleasant evening. By God's willing, we're going to be back here tomorrow with tomorrow's editions of All Things Considered. All Things Considered comes away right here on the Diaspora Informative News Magazine. To all of our engagers, active followers, again, we are live on the YouTube as well. You can subscribe, always share the video, always invite someone. Again, we are interested in finding more female analysts. Do not just leave this with us. You see Jerry Washington back on the liberal and Terry here. We need some other different voices to be added to that. We want as much as female as well. Come, don't be fighting with these people here. Yeah, Kato has been doing well. Return from Liberia, trying to catch up, and that's why she's not being regular. But she's one of our. All the other people that came, they were seasonal people. They just came because of the elections with the intent to sell their candidate, and after that, they got 3 goes to 0. They're all gone away. So we want you here. We appreciate joining us, tweeting online, following, but I would also want to make your presence felt. We say thank you so much. So Ansu D. Sanon, thank you so much. Wasn't always here. This is our content viewers. Behold, thank you so much. You're one of the top engagers on this network here. And of course, Esther as well. To Fatima, thank you so much. We always value your time, your energy. We usually go back. I usually do that. Sometimes after the program, I don't sleep. I go back, listen, see what I felt short, learn news things from your comments, your tweets, your interaction. Whether it's against or for, it doesn't matter. But there is a specific lesson learned from the engagement. And more importantly, the civility maintained on this network in terms of the interactions with people that you agree and disagree with is just amazing. That's the kind of country we want. That's the sort of democracy. Democracy is a participatory process where you don't have to agree with me, I don't have to agree with you. Until then, folks, have a pleasant day. And again, if you have a big event, no matter where you are, whatever state you're in, as long as you are our follower here, don't worry, call us. Whatever deal we can work it out to make it memorable, to make it for you to tell your story. We can cover your program. Weddings, graduations, conventions, you're part of an organizations or institution having a rally. Let us know. Send us here. It doesn't matter where you live. We can to work it out. We feel very uncomfortable just coming by asking you, they give us that without us working for you. There will come a time when we ask, but we are still working out things. It might take a long time, longer time than a year or so, but we want to be very illustrative. We want to be very factual with you, what we ask for, that it is used for that purpose. It doesn't mean that we do not have. We have correspondence, we have people who run an official website, we pay monthly bills, but we also need to make our own sacrifices. And when we reach a certain point where we say we need your help, we'll be very visual to show you why we need our help and why you must give us a $1 to $10 or so. And then when the time comes, we're just not doing it online. We have a strategy in place. We cannot unveil it here. But at some point in time, we will get there. And when we get there, we will definitely let you know. Right here online, reach out to you personally in your inbox, and we'll pick it up from there. Until then, we are way over the time, but it's for a justifiable reasons, and that's why we do that, and because you are here. So we have to treat that with respect. Until then, folks, have a pleasant event. And fact to matter, we have a deal in place. Don't make me to announce that to the public. I'm giving you time. If I don't hear from you, I don't get no secret. I'll put it outside. All right. But thank you so much. Thank you for your regular engagement on this network. Until then, have a pleasant event. Bye-bye.
Toss, yeah. Do it anyway. But no recover lithium. Take out the instrumental.
To our own friend and brother, the late Kevin Dweji will be laid to rest this week, and it's been a really bad time here in the New England belt, Rhode Island, neighboring Massachusetts. Last week we were laid to rest Sam Brown. This weekend will be Kevin Dweji. The following weekend will be Sam Stewart. My goodness, what's going on? But our prayers and thought goes out to the bereaved family. During Lpr-Tv will be in neighboring Massachusetts to bring you the homegoing ceremonies of the late comrade Kevin Dweji in neighboring Massachusetts in the township of Taunton, Massachusetts. Until then, folks, have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.
I just want to thank you.